Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this presentation of the ECL Elite Division right here on SportsGamer. I was just stunned by the handsomeness of this man to my left here, or to my right on screen side. One Sin for the win. Back with me here as we continue on our Week 2 coverage. Sin, it's good to see you.
Yeah, it's great to be here, of course, and some great matchups ahead of us, of course, starting out with Roots Gaming and Heimo, who have both had a couple interesting starts to the season, but excited to see how they're going to do here in this matchup, as they're both kind of obviously trying to push for the playoffs.
Early days, of course, but as we always talk about, the season goes by incredibly quickly. Of course, this is our last broadcast for Week 2 already. Let's take a look, though. I mean, you mentioned it's Heimo against Roots Gaming. Let's take a look at the standings to see where these two teams are thus far in this campaign. Both of them on the wrong side of where they want to be. Of course, the top 8 teams make the playoffs after a 30-game regular season. You currently have the likes of Parasite undefeated at 8-0. Mustakalta yesterday only picking up 1 point, not able to continue their undefeated run. But when you talk about Roots Gaming, currently in 11th, 3 wins out of 8. And then Heimo with 1 win out of 8. I know they will like to say that they've had some tough competition to start the year. That is very true. However, there's really no way to avoid the framing of, 1-8's not that bad. Like, that's not a very good start to the season.
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at the goals differential, and it's yeah, not good enough. Giving up those 29 goals in those 8 games played, that's gotta, kind of be something that they have to right the ship. And, of course, if you want to be a playoff team, those top teams are the teams that you're going to have to beat if you want to, have a deep run or, win the championship here. So this is, if they're kind of, throwing those ones in the wash, this is okay. You got to start getting points. You need to pretty much almost pick up 6 out of 6 to sort of right the ship here against a Roots Gaming team who's ahead of you in the standings, highly motivated, and a pretty close to even goals differential. So we're gonna have to see how this one pans out. It's a very interesting matchup. 2 teams really desperate for points here.
Again, Roots Gaming and Heimo, our opening matchup on the broadcast. A little bit later on, we will have Tohtorit in 5th place, currently taking on number 7 in the Blackjacks. But for now, let's focus on our opening matchup. Again, it is Roots Gaming taking on Heimo. You get a look here at the stats, a little bit more in-depth beyond the goal differential. And Sin, obviously, the special teams advantage also in favor of Roots early on this season.
Yeah, 60% on the power play is incredible. You're going to have to try to stay disciplined against them. They're also perfect on the penalty kill, whereas on the flip side, Heimo has yet to score with the man advantage in their penalty kill. That's something that they're going to have to improve upon as well. It's just, a lot of things that Heimo need to correct, as the season continues on, and especially as they push down the stretch, if they want to, let alone make the playoffs, but really, stay in the elite division without having to play a relegation match. It starts now.
So with that, let's get a look at the lineups for these two squads heading into this regular season head-to-head. For Heimo, Sadapoika, Hatsi, and Emil on the right. Sniperi, Sakum on defense, and Vamo in goal. On the other side, Limu, Lexa, and Sokolo with Nordsman and Vodi on defense, and Iontes in the blue paint. And as we always do, we'll kick it off with that center comparison, Hatsi against Lexa. And Sin, as we get a look here at these numbers, what stands out to you? I mean, it is, relatively close comparison here.
Yeah, I mean, the slight advantage in points to Lexa. He's above that point per game mark, which is what you want to see from your forwards, at least early on. And seeming like Roots has, a pretty good handle on the style that they want to play. It's just about maybe getting a bit more offense or being able to shut things down just a little bit more. That's going to, be a big part of the center's job. Not only do you have to contribute offensively, win some faceoffs, those key draws in the offensive zone and defensive zone as well, but you have to be able to play that strong 2-way game.
Of course, up next, we'll take a look at the winger comparison for this matchup. Again, it is Sadapoika and Emil squaring off against Limu and Sokolo. And then again, the numbers, for these two teams, perhaps that is the promising aspect here for Heimo, is that the numbers aren't as bad as they could be despite just the one win on the season. It could certainly indicate that once they start playing teams away from the top of the standings, that they can find their form. But Roots are off to a decent start. In Elite, like, are there easier matchups than some? I mean, technically, that's the nature of the league. But in theory, in the Elite division, there really are no easy matchups.
No, it's very rare to have just a complete blowout these days. It'll still happen from time to time, but it's we've seen more and more parity enter the elite division. Season after season here. So both of these two teams, they want to be able to stay here. They want to be making the playoffs. These are guys that have been here for a while. A lot of kind of veterans. Both these teams have tasted that postseason, so that's where they want to be. I think anything else they're going to deem as a failure.
Up next, we have the defensive comparison for this matchup. It is Snipery and Sock'em against Nordsman and Vody. And Sin, of course, for Vody, the big talking point is always the physicality. Not disappointing in that regard. Is there anything else that stands out for you, though?
Yeah, this seems to be like the kind of the big difference maker so far between their teams. The forwards are all producing, a little bit more on the side of Roots, but you can see on for Roots, Nordsman and Vode both really producing on the back end. They're both over zero point 0.5 points per game. In the case of Nordsman, he's right at point per game. And Sock'em and Snipery, they just haven't gotten that offense going. They're not contributing yet. It could be, just overall finishing on the side of Heimo, but they're going to have to step up. We talk about it all the time. The great playoff teams in the elite division, all 5 skaters are contributing on the point sheet. They all have incredibly respectable totals. You can't really have just shut down guys in this kind of league. You have to have threats all over the ice, and Heimo just hasn't gotten that yet from their blue line, but this is the chance for them to start to turn things around.
And of course, our final head-to-head, it is the battle of the goaltenders. Vamo taking on Yantes. And I mean, Sin, I think it's fair to say for both these goalies, higher expectations of themselves in terms of the numbers they are able to produce. And this is a good opportunity for both of them to kind of get their numbers, their metrics back towards where they would want them to be.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're looking at Yantes there, the save percentage is quite low, but he does have the better goals against average. And that's, of course, more of the team stats. So he's going to want to get that save percentage up, sure, but he wants to get those wins. That is the most important thing. He and his team, continuing to give each other a chance to win on the side of Vamo. Higher save percentage may just be facing, a lot more shots, that goals against average. That's really kind of a sign of the problems for Heimo so far. They're really having trouble keeping the puck out of the net. And if you're always playing from behind, it can be tough to come back. A goaltender can only do so much in that regard.
And with that, again, we are just a few moments away from the action getting underway. Although, speaking of the action and kind of talking about things that we have seen throughout this season, both on the ice and off, a reminder at sportsgamer.gg, we have an article up talking about a little bit of a campaign now going to try and get a bit more emphasis and focus on some of the NHL 25 online issues. So, again, there is a form to fill out on the sportsgamer.gg site as, hey, this is what we do for people that have any sort of a voice in the community. It's let's do our best to try and fix some of these issues instead of just being like, well, it is what it is, or just not playing entirely. For those of us that stick with it, it's about making the game a little bit better, and this is your chance to let us know the issues that you have been running into. Fill out that form on the site, and we'll be passing that information along, and hopefully some good comes of it, because we have had some issues even throughout the first 2 weeks of the broadcast in terms of some weird restarts and lobby issues. So you never quite know what you're going to run into. It's been a nice little curveball for us throughout the broadcasts, but at the very least, again, make sure to check that out if you haven't already. But Sin, again, as we get ready for this first matchup, teams are just about ready to go. And again, it is a big matchup for both of these teams, being on the outside of the playoff structure, looking in, knowing that, hey, this is the type of matchup, especially, two non-playoff teams at the moment, these are the games you really have to win, especially if you're going to look at like, okay, are we really going to be able to take points off of the teams towards the top of the standings? Well, you got to be able to get the job done in matchups like this, because these are the games that are going to dictate security heading into our spring season, or potentially having to fight for your survival.
Yeah, absolutely. And you consider it, they're maybe thinking like we got plenty of time left. But that being said, so many points have already been left on the table. I think both of these teams at 8 games played after this matchup, they will be officially a third of the way through the season. So we always talk about it. It goes by so fast here. There's always something to play for every single matchup. Really, you have to be able to get the job done here. And this is going to be interesting. Like I said, both of these teams really desperate for points as they both try to make their way back towards the postseason. Roots have the better record. Heimo has maybe had the tougher schedule so far. So this is really where we're going to kind of see what these two teams are made of.
Again, just a few moments away from getting the action underway for tonight. Again, Heimo and Roots Gaming, our first matchup. And again, a little bit later on, Tohtorit taking on the Blackjacks. As, again, we just wait for these two teams to get matched up and to see how this all plays out. Saying again, though, when we talk about, the just kind of the overall nature of a season, it's not impossible after a slow start to really kind of get things back underway, right? And get things back on track. We've talked about how quickly a season can go by, but I do think these are the games that people are going to look at as like, okay, like those were pretty crucial for us. Just intrigued to see kind of what the style is, and is it
Mhm.
that combination of playing it a little bit safe? Are you playing to win? Are you playing to not lose? Like, I'm intrigued to see just how aggressive these two teams are when these points are, that much more possible to acquire, as opposed to you heading into a matchup against Parasite, for example, who are still undefeated and thinking like, okay, if we could snag a point or two here, that'd be cool. But you have the lower expectations, maybe the more realistic expectations for that. Just intrigued to see what the play style is going to be for this one.
Yeah. I think both these two teams have to be aggressive. I mean, 3 points, you're at the point of the season already for both of these two teams, but especially Hamo, where an overtime win may not be good enough. You got to try to push for that regulation win. You're going to have to take calculated risks all over the ice. You may have, I want to be seeing people pinching at every really facet of the game. Controlled, really controlled aggression is what you're going to have to see, especially on the side of Hamo. I know it's in the back of their mind, how many goals they have conceded so far, but you got to get that offense going. 11 goals through 8 games played so far is not going to be enough. You have to be able to step that up. I mean, when it comes to Roots, you saw them, they have a negative goal differential, but they're pretty close. Is, what was it, 19 and 22. So compared to Hamo, who has scored 8 less goals than them in the same amount of games played, that's 1 less goals per game. And for Hamo, they have to figure out a way to get that going. They have way too much talent up front, especially to kind of be faltering in that regard. So got to work on the defense, and at the same time, you got to be able to push for more offense. So it's a tough position that Hamo find themselves in. I'm curious to see how they're going to begin to work their way out of it. And in particular, this is a crucial matchup with Roots, another team that has struggled a little bit out of the gates, or at least aren't where they would expect to be at this stage of the season. That being said, Roots is going to be pushing just as hard because they have the same expectations. They want to be back in the playoffs. They want to continue to improve. They want to stay in this division. They want to, have a deep run. They want to make their mark on the elite division.
As you see the two teams in the lobby about ready to go for this one. Again, another instance of a fair amount of abilities being shown on display here. Roots going
Mhm.
at least 2 out of 3 forwards with more defensive based abilities. Uh, a gold close quarters is a bit of a rarity from what I've seen so far in the action this season as well. I've talked about that throughout these broadcasts. Compared to the start of the year where we thought everyone was just going to be running gold 1T, that isn't quite the case for this
Yeah.
season, thankfully.
Yeah, at least in my last broadcast, we didn't. I don't think it was. I remember we saw gold close quarters. I want to say it was on a centerman, and we didn't quite see it on a winger. So it is curious to see. We saw a lot of wingers, double gold 1T right there. So interesting to see some different stuff. And yeah, you said it, man. A lot of defensive abilities coming out from Roots, and I think that has to do. It's a counter to those gold 1Ts, right? You put on that quick pick on your centerman. He's going to be trying to intercept, those high zone one-time opportunities.
Here we go. The action is underway. Heimo and Roots Gaming going head-to-head here. The regular season matchup between these two teams. I mentioned it again, Tohtorit and the Blackjacks as well playing in our second matchup. This is a big series for both of these teams. Heimo into the attacking zone early on. Sock back to the forehand. Held to the perimeter here for the moment. Sniper, the feed in front, and they score! Well, a hot start for Heimo. A bit of an awkward goal. We'll get another. No, we won't get another look at it. Was it an own goal then, perhaps? Yeah, no shots. Okay.
Yeah, it was knocked in by a puck pickup animation. I'm surprised I didn't give the shot because the puck initially bounced through off of the goaltender, I thought, and then it was the pickup animation of, I believe it was Vode back there, and it just kind of slid through. So, kind of crazy how that happened. But yeah, Heimo is going to take the 1-0 lead here.
Bit of trolling from our producer on the scoreboard for a moment as Roots were showing up 1-0, but they might get the goal back. Flying poke check from Vamo keeps that puck out. I mean, technically not incorrect to say Roots have scored the only goal of the game so far.
Which is the best form of correct, as we know.
Hello for Hatsi here. Needs help. Yeah, I was going to say triple teamed. I mean, no surprise. Roots end up with the puck. Nordsman into the corner. Down low, good patience here. Odie looking to step in, has the option at the point. You with the patient play, trying to cut to the middle. Feed in front, and big glove save there by Vamo. I mean, for a moment, they looked almost a little bit directionless there, but ultimately they did get a really good chance out of it.
Yeah, a lot of puck and body movement right there from Roots, and I like that. And what I'm really kind of trying to pay attention to right now with Heimo's game, but we'll hold that thought as Roots get the face-off win.
As Sokolo has it poked away. Nemo able to keep it alive, gets wiped out along the boards. Wordsman chips it back to him. Sock'em, though, able to take it away. And picks it up himself here, up ahead for Satapoika. Roots able to recover. So again, a 1-0 Heimo lead off of an own goal very early on. Start of this period. Short side shot blocked by Sock'em. Good movement for Heimo here on the counterattack. Satapoika tried to fire one on. Let's see, all the way back to the point. D-to-D pass, now Snipery. Throws one across. Couldn't find anybody. By Hatsi, steps in and takes a shot. Good stop by Yontas. Stepping up here for Roots. Good job there by Satapoika. Very strong defensively. Has played as a defender in this level. At this level, should I say. Roots again will look to reset. Just one shot apiece so far.
Yeah, Roots really having the momentum here.
And good dump in from Nordsman. Odie has it knocked away. Nordsman shot on. Puck off the post and kept out by Vamo. 10 shots on net. Good things can happen.
Yeah, dangerous opportunities. That one just kind of bounced over the goaltender there, but Roots doing a really good job. They have the momentum right now. They're really doing a good job of working the puck in, a variety of different break-in attempts, including the dump-in chase options, and that's kind of what I'm looking at here, the details of each of these two teams' games, and right now Roots has the advantage.
The pass across. Hatsi able to recover that one. Heimo trying to get something going here on the counterattack. Snipery back to Hatsi, a very congested middle of the ice. Satapoika nearly unintentionally snuck that one home. We'll have a face-off in the Roots end.
Yeah, almost a 200 IQ play right here. Not that I think he intended to do it, but yeah, looking like he's skating around the net and the puck kind of goes off his stick and nearly sneaking in off the goaltender's pad.
Pass in front, another good chance, point blank for Satapoika. High up along the half wall there by Vodi, and Roots end up able to cover that puck there. Roots were going to be able to get a little bit faster of an opportunity. They were slowed down a bit. there for Emil. Quick changes of possession here. Final 10 seconds of the period. Ode rips one on. Rebound handled. He gets it back. A shot blocked by Sakam. That'll do it for the first period. Interesting start to this game, but it will be Heimo with the 1-0 lead. Sin, what do you make of that opening 20 minutes?
Well, obviously Heimo got the opening goal. Roots weren't able to strike back, but I really liked their game. I thought they got the better of the play in that period. Obviously, despite that, unfortunate goal, there was a near one right there as that bouncing puck. And I loved this chance here too. I mean, just a great little play of the movement. Like you said, almost seemingly came out of nowhere. It seemed like Roots were just sort of skating around, but they were looking to try to open up a chance. They did get it. Not a ton of shots in that period. Roots only getting 3, but as I said, just the details of their game. They had a lot of different attempts to break in that puck. They broke it in cleanly. They did dump and chases. They did slap shots around the boards where their forwards were able to get to it first. Their zone entry play was really good, and if they're able to continue that, not only do I think they can strike back, but they can really kind of take this game by the reins and find themselves ahead on the scoreboard. And that's something that I think Heimo, that it's the details, right? It was Hotsy down low. He was in a puck battle. There's 3 defenders around him, and both forwards, you're just kind of sitting around in the slot. You have to support right there. You have to be able to win these puck battles to maintain your offensive zone possession. So we'll see if they can improve that here in the second.
Always the action brought to you by our friends at Kovalan Lakritzi in game 1 between Roots and Heimo. Off there by Sniper. He sets up Heimo for the counterattack. Otzi back over to Sanapoika in front. They score. Strong effort on the counterattacks and not the prettiest finish, but you get the puck. You get the puck to the net. Good things can happen.
Yeah, I mean, just a nice little play off the rush, sort of a broken 3-on-2, and right there, Emil got a little bit of space behind the defense. He was able to split them right up the middle, and the pass was true right to his stick, and he just sneaks it 5-hole there. Just a really nice timing play off of the rush, and, well, it's 2-0 now for Heimo, and for Roots, now it's your time to strike back. Yes, you've had, really good play so far, but you haven't found the back of the net, and all of a sudden, here we are in the second, and things are getting a little bit dangerous for you as things go on. A 2-goal lead for Heimo.
Chance there for Roots on the counter, quickly taken away. Back in, Vodi on the forehand. Tried to go back down low. Sniper, he was there to take it away. Heimo officially 2 shots, 2 goals. Point for Sakam, back for Emil, the goal scorer, now up to 7 on the season. Sokolo. Couple of options. Good job there by Lima to stay on side. He has the puck here now. It's in the corner, down low. Limu again. Good movement. Shot and a good chance there with Lexa in front. Amo able to make the save. Trying to put their foot down here. Need these points. Lexa takes the hit. Limu does come up with it. Tired legs, though. It's across for Nordsman. Buffered shot off the back of the cage. Heimo down the other way. But again, those tired legs just having to back off and try to trap, especially Emil getting up very slowly. The Nordsman, they got to take advantage of this, and they do get a good shot. Puck's loose again, and somehow it does not sneak past Vamo. That's the 3rd opportunity like that, and yet the puck still not crossing the goal line. Oh, man, what a pass. Emil has some speed. Now, breakaway. Big save by Yantes down the other way. Remember that one if Roots are able to come back here. Nordsman not able to hold it. Emil tried the pass to Sakam in front. And Yantes will hold it.
Yeah, Yantes made a big save right there. on the breakaway. Absolutely needed that for his team to really kind of keep them in it. Again, Roots hasn't been playing poorly. They're getting tons of chances. They just haven't found a way to capitalize here. And Heimo's going to win the job. Continue to apply the pressure.
And there, Roots trying to hold on to the puck. They do. We'll see if they can do anything here on the counterattack. Pass off the mark. Good job by Limu. And to force the issue, didn't have much help, though. Sokolo playing a lane. He does intercept it here, though. And Lex unable to hold on.
And I think Roots may be kind of falling into the trap of trying to get these plays turned around quickly a little bit before they're organized. You're seeing a lot of kind of intercepted passes in the neutral zone.
Toe dragging past it! I don't believe it. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that was going to be a beautiful toe drag backhand goal, but no shot.
I can't believe it. Maybe he was trying to pass kind of backdoor, but yeah, either way, I can't believe he didn't pull the trigger.
Here's Emma Lacrosse, and they score.
Well, the extra pass worked that time as Sadapoika jumping up into the play late after the turnover in the neutral zone. Really good pass right there. Good vision by Emil. Again, maybe could have taken that shot. Opts to go for that last pass, and why not when you have the gold 1T over there. And veteran Sadapoika putting his team up 3-0. Roots really in dire straits now.
And all of a sudden, that opportunity in front, all is now forgotten. They are up 3-0 here regardless. As Heimo felt like they were certainly better than what their record was indicating. And hey, they're having a strong performance here, forcing another save out of Yantes.
Yeah, as this game has gone on, Roots beginning to press a little bit, and that's really kind of feeding into Heimo. They have completely taken over the second half of this game, whereas Roots was looking so good really throughout that first period, despite not getting the goal. And now it's they're rushing plays, and it's feeding Heimo's counterattack.
See if Roots can make anything happen here in the final moments of the second period. Are they at the point trying to step in? Took a bit too much time. 3 seconds, 2-on-1. Emil tries to throw it towards goal, and Nordsman was there. A big period for Heimo as they add to their lead, and they are certainly in the driver's seat here to get all 3 points on a regulation win.
Yeah, absolutely. Doing a couple things here. Obviously, not surrendering a goal quite yet. That's really going to kind of boost their defensive numbers. And this is exactly how they want to sort of play too, being able to sort of counterattack off of the backs of the mistakes the opponents was making. It wasn't, great in the first period. I really thought Roots was doing a great job of, waiting for their opportunities, a variety of different entries, strategies. But now they kind of find their backs against the wall. And, maybe I don't think they registered maybe 1 shot in that period. I can't remember the exact number, maybe 1 or 2, but definitely not enough as, the goals continue to pile up the other way. And you can see just a beautiful play. I think he snuck that between the defender's leg and then across the blocker side there, which is, again, beautiful counterattack play from Heimo. And now as they're comfortably in the driver's seat, they're just really being able to play their game. They can kind of unwind and relax a little bit, and you're seeing them, really start to come into their own as this game goes on. Whereas in the beginning, I thought it was all about Roots. They couldn't capitalize, and now they find themselves in a desperate situation. They need 3 goals here in this third period. So maybe they can't afford to rest on their laurels anymore. They're going to have to force it.
Sokolo not able to get that shot through. We'll see. Roots can stage the comeback. Vody went for the big step-up hit, and already seeing signs from Roots of extra aggression. They're going to need to fight back. Nordsman dumps this one in. Sokolo's there. You got to get somebody else in there. Limu intercepted it. Emil swept in front to be able to recover. Now Sakam. Big shot. Tries to pass down low. Sadapoika is there. Nordsman recovers the loose puck pass off the mark, though, for Roots on this attempted counterattack. Series of errors. Sadapoika for Heimo. To get it to the point. Sakam tried to go back to Emil. It was taken away, and Lexa can't get the pass up ahead for Sokolo. But he takes a hit. 5 minutes gone in the period. Time running out for Roots. Sokolo tried to go across. Sakam was there.
Two great defensive plays by Sakam on that last sequence. The first one in the neutral zone. Hold on.
There's Emil for Sadapoika. Tried to go back. Puck still loose. And Hatsi scores. Another strong goal for Heimo as they continue to get the puck to dangerous areas, and good things are happening.
Yeah, Sakam's not going to get rewarded on the score sheet for any of that last sequence, but that was really all about him stifling that near breakaway right there in the neutral zone. And then on that last play, the terrific intercept on the backdoor feed works the puck up the ice, and that's what eventually leads to that fourth goal by Heimo. It's going to go down as unassisted there. Hatsi just kind of finishing it off after a kind of a broken plate in the slot, but from the transition, it's Heimo getting into the offensive zone, and that's what gets another goal for them. Their transition play has been incredible through this, really kind of feeding off of the turnovers, and those turnovers are coming more and more frequent as Roots gets more and more desperate. Here's another.
Hatsi stepping up, the spin pass, Emil denied. No, he scores a secondary chance and a hat trick. Heimo running wild over Roots here in game number 1.
Yeah, this is just getting out of hand, and we're talking about Yonta's save percentage and how he was trying to right the ship on that. It's going to get even worse from around that 73% mark. Just a tough game from him, some bouncing pucks, but Heimo just doing an incredible job turning this around.
A 5-0 lead now. Halfway through this third period, it was tough enough for Roots at 3-0 down. I always talk about it when the score is this one-sided. Right now, you're just trying to build some momentum heading into game 2.
Yeah, and help out your, season goal differential, of course. It can come down to that. It's much more rare now in the three-point system, but that is something that you still have to keep in the back of your mind. That's a big hit, player without a stick.
Tried to cut in front. Defense handled it well. A couple of times where Roots have had those extra numbers from a player down the other way as Lexa fires one on. That's stopped by Vamo. And ultimately, Roots just not able to take advantage of their chances like Heimo have. Sadapoika testing that short side. Good stop by Yontes.
I like that decision as well from Sadapoika. Had the, attempted pass right there, but just tried to use him as bait and force out the short side shot. It didn't work, but that's going to give something Yontes to think about, as this matchup kind of goes along here. You want to try to present as many different looks as you can. I think Heimo's kind of done that. He's already going to be feeling the heat from just the sheer amount of counterattack pressure that he's had to face with Heimo attacking with speed. So I like to see that from Sadapoika. Definitely kind of an experienced play right there from him.
There are 5 minutes to play here in game number 1. Here comes Sadapoika. Got back for Hatsi, unable to do so. This is very much the performance that Heimo needed. It's going to be their second win of the season. And for Roots, well, as you'd expect, the exact opposite of what they needed here. And they're still not able to find the back of the net as Limu's denied from point-blank range. Sadapoika takes a hit, 90 seconds to go. 2 teams on the outside of the playoff structure entering play today. But for Heimo, this could be the start. A strong charge back into the conversation. We'll see the delayed call here. Snipe already know where to go, and it will be a late power play for Heimo. Sokolo heading to the box for tripping.
Well, Heimo hasn't capitalized on the man advantage yet this season. They might try to just set something up here, get themselves a bit of momentum on that front as well. And tough for Roots there. Maybe a bit of a frustration penalty. Nonetheless, they're giving their opponents a chance to continue to build confidence this time on the power play, which they have struggled with so far early on in this season.
Here we go. Yeah, talk about the momentum. I mean, more momentum for Heimo perhaps to get that power play established. Good player out there for Roots. And just a very impressive performance for Heimo. I mean, An own goal that kicked off the scoring very early on, but they never looked back, continued to get good chances as Hotzi was denied their short side. At least a good sign in goal for Roots with Yantez. He's not giving up the short side. Good save there, too. You know, you can tell often when goalies start to lose faith in the team in front of them, they'll start cheating that short side. Hasn't done it as the game went on. But ultimately, not the performance Roots were looking for. Heimo, a big 5-0 victory. First shutout of the season for Vamo.
Yeah, just a huge game for Heimo. Exactly what the doctor ordered here after a, you know, what can only be really described as a rough start across the opening 8 games of the season. You know, 1-7 record. They get a big 5-0 win here. They really kind of solved 2 of the issues that has been their downfall so far. Lack of goals for and too many goals against. A 5-0 shutout is, you can't really draw it up any more perfect than that. You know, they waited for their chances. They got relatively lucky goal, you know, in that first period. That being said, you know, put the puck on net, good things happen. We say that all the time. They got rewarded for that. They weathered the storm of that really good first period by Roots, and then they started getting their counterattack going as, you know, they got more and more goals. Roots started to have to kind of extend the game, you know, stretch out a little bit more, commit more guys, try riskier passes in the neutral zone. And that's when Heimo pounced. We saw great plays from Sockman, particularly in the neutral zone. Sada Poika was great. Lots of intercepts, good hits. And even when, you know, it seemed like Roots had some sort of advantage with a, you know, a winded get up or a player without a stick, they just couldn't get the job done. Great blue line stands coming out from Heimo. And like I said, it wasn't a perfect game, but it was a perfect result. You know, had they been a bit better in that first period, it would have been that perfect game. But the fact of the matter is they capitalized and they weathered the storm, and that's what allowed them to continue to build on that momentum and capitalize on the chances that Roots gave them. Huge performance out of Heimo, huge win. And now it's Roots who are going to have to come back with the answer here in game number 2.
So with that, game 1 in the books, game 2 coming up in just a matter of moments. We will see if Roots are able to battle back, make it a little bit more of a competitive contest. So stick with us. We'll be right back. Game number 2 coming up.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi. täällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta. Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
All right, everybody, we are back, and as you can see, just about ready to go for game number 2. It is Heimo taking on Roots. A big win for Heimo in game number 1 to get just their second win of the season. And Sin, obviously, another victory here would be gigantic for them in terms of that comeback effort. For Roots, I mean, hey, right now, you just kind of throw that last game away and move on with this one.
Yeah, you have to. You got to try to duplicate what you did in that first period because the rest of the game, they did not look too good. They just continued to feed the Heimo counterattack. So you got to just kind of reset.
Oh,
Well,
boy, reset. Speaking of reset.
Oh man, that couldn't have been timed more perfectly, could it? Well, looks like we're gonna actually reset the matchup as well. That does give us a bit more time to talk about it, though. I mean, again, for Roots, yeah, you have to kind of just throw that one away. You need to pick up a huge 3 points in this next one here, or all of a sudden, Heimo's right on your tail in the standings, and you don't gain any points. You find yourself outside looking in, still at the 1/3 mark of the season here. But I've really liked what Heimo did. We criticized at times, at least I did, some of the details of their game. They cleaned that up in the second and third period. They're doing a lot better job of giving support. And as quickly as I was to criticize them, I have to do it for Roots at the end there. When they did their dump and chase, that hard around the boards, you mentioned it, Tugi, on the broadcast. They had sent one guy into the corner to get that puck. Everyone else was just trying to spread out to get that quick shot. But you have to have someone there in close support, ready to kind of dig that puck out if it's a board battle, or be there for a quick pass if that guy feels a little bit of pressure. You're not going to get those long cross-ice feeds from the guy, along the boards. If you do, you're kind of lucky if you just kind of send that out blindly. That's what was feeding a lot of the Heimo counterattacks, was just those longer passes, lower percentage passes that they intercepted and started back the other way.
I mean, it's going to be interesting just to kind of see what happens as this matchup goes on. You kind of mentioned there too. I mean, overall, I don't know what the heck's going on. For that. Yeah, producer side. There we go. I think we're good. Anyway, hi. How you doing? It's one of those things where it's just interesting that ended up being a 5-0 game to me. Roots had their chances. There were quite a few scrambles for Vamo in goal where the puck was loose in the blue paint. You could argue some luck on one side, not so much on the other, but ultimately that's just how the game goes, right? I mean, we talked about it throughout that game. Heimo did such a good job of getting the puck to the net and in those dangerous areas, and it ends up working out. That's why you see a lot of teams not being afraid, of course, to force the puck over and over into the middle, because hey, one good bounce, you get yourselves a tremendous quality chance. So we'll see what happens again upon the restart. Hopefully it won't be too long. And I mean, I guess if somebody had to drop early, it might as well be before the puck drop even starts. It doesn't complicate things that much further. So we'll wait to see, of course, what everything looks like here. But we'll throw it over, I guess, to the standings here, just to give you guys a look again at the situation that these two teams find themselves in. Of course, there you see updated after that game. Heimo now on 9 games played with 2 wins and 6 points in total. But again, I mean, you talk about that playoff pace right now. I mean, it is a 3-point system as we've talked about. So technically, you're not as far out as it might look. But as you mentioned, Heimo after this next game, they're already a third of the way through their season.
Yes, and this is, if you're on the side of Heimo, this is another must win, and you kind of need to do it in regulation. You do, if they win in regulation, obviously, barring other games played and stuff like that. Let's say no other games were played, they all of a sudden jump right up to 10. Of course, a lot of games in hands for the guys below them, but that's what you want to see. You need to make that progress. These are 2 must-win games. They had a great performance against Roots. This is a team where they need to compete with. They need to leapfrog as many people as possible and can rack up as many points after that rough start, because yeah, you're looking at Vesapampa, Tiki Talk, they only have 4 games played. That's so many games to catch up to Heimo. So really from here on out, Heimo have to play near perfect at a lot of times. And here we are back into the gameplay. Game 2 between Heimo and Roots.
Yeah, Sid, you're not allowed to say that that word anymore, by the way. I think we both have to be very careful about words that could have technical meanings as far as the video game is concerned and how that could affect things. But
What
here
did I
we go.
say?
It is. Go ahead.
What did I even say?
No, see, I can't. I'll type it. I'll type it in our little broadcast section. But anyway, we continue on. It is Roots, of course, against Heimo in their road whites for this one. And Roots already getting some chances here, and another awkward opportunity towards goal that Vamo is able to keep out.
Yeah, all of a sudden, solid start for Roots. This is exactly what they need. Bounce back, get some pucks to the net. Big hit right there, but I like it. Take the hit to make the play, work the down low cycle, and then work it back out front.
Another face-off here. Clean win for Hatzi off the tie-up. Emil trying to work his way through. Golden helmet wearer, of course, his team leading scorer. Hat-trick in game number 1. Poika to sock him. Sada Poika again. One-timer for Emil and a good save there. Iontas tracked it well.
Yeah, pretty ridiculous pass right there. The saucer pass all the way across. Emil skating backwards, gets the one time off. Obviously not the kind of power behind it that he would have wanted, but excellent cycle game from Heimo.
Face off, a little bit of trouble here. Cody able to recover. Finds that breakout pass to Sokolo. Throw one on and a shot wide as Alexa picked it up and just couldn't hit the target. Aaron pass there for Limu. That's up Heimo again. Good job by Limu, though, to recover and force the opposition back.
A really smart play by Sock'em, too. Just grabbing that puck, skating backwards, trying to kind of just sort of reset there in the neutral zone.
A lot of quick possession changes in a dangerous area. Hatzi denied. Sock'em throws one on, deflects just wide. Front to Hatzi, he scores! Heimo entering play today, Sin, with, a lot of optimism for the rest of their season. And saying, hey, those early losses, not going to hold us back too much. And so far, they're living up to that statement.
Yeah, really great pass, but you cannot allow someone to get there right in front with no contestation. Both the defenseman and the centerman kind of just looking at the man with the puck in the corner. Neither one of them going up to play the body or pressuring, and then that pass just goes through. Hatzi all alone in the low slot. Puts that one home, and Heimo up 1-0. Yet again, Roots have not even registered a shot on goal.
You wouldn't guess that Hatzi had 1 goal in 8 games entering play today. As again, I mean, what is going on with Vamo and some of these scrambles? And again, still, Roots not able to find the back of the net. Shots they do get, proving to be dangerous though. Sokolo for Nordsman. And just not able to keep that onside on the spin back.
Yeah, tough one right there. You did such a good job kind of walking the line, trying to allow the forwards to get down low, but as he tried to protect the puck, he brought it out and then brought it immediately right back in. Always tough when that happens as a defenseman.
Sokolo shot, rebound, scores! Roots Gaming finally have their breakthrough. Lexa in front ties this game up at 1.
That's exactly what Roots needed to do right there. Just simple play, low shot on, looking for the rebound. Lexa, great job getting the body position in front around his marker there, and then just tucking it home. Not a whole lot Vamo can do, and Roots tie this one up, well, nearly as quickly as it was untied.
Big goal for them to get on the board here after getting shut out in game number 1. Lexa's 4th goal of the season. We are back to even. Let's see how Heimo respond, giving up a goal for the first time tonight. Cody has it here for Roots. And Lexa, now Limu still in stride, throws one on, rebound, scores! Hawks on net, and good things can happen, Sin. We've been saying it for years.
And right there, Lexa again just beelining for the net. Just such a low percentage shot when you think about it, but not in the context of shooting for that far side, just off of the pad, something that we've seen in the NHL games for years and years at this point. And tried and true. You see it in the NHL, you see it in any kind of major hockey league, shooting for the rebound there, passing it essentially off of the goaltender's pads. Lexa has his second, and Roots Gaming 2 unanswered to jump in front of Heimo here. Face-off glitch?
I think it's just taking a little bit to load.
Oh.
Yeah, the extra replay. I think that previously would have been the face-off glitch. But hey, who knows? I wouldn't be surprised to see the face-off glitch return. We have had the grudge match glitch return, so good times all around. Except for maybe Heimo. 2 quick goals surrendered. Lexa's 4th and 5th of the season in similar fashion, as Roots have found a way to start to break through. Snipery tries to find Sadapoika. Defense was there. Occam steps in. Again, it's poked away. Sadapoika back to Sock'em at the point. Snipery shot blocked. Sadapoika, good patience. Snipery at the point yet again. Emil. And back to the point. I mean, good movement here from Heimo. Snipery up by the stick of Yantes. And now, in the final 30 seconds, Roots looking for a counter. Not able to find anything. One more chance, perhaps, here for Heimo. Space for Hatsi. Shot on. Stopped, and that will do it. Strong start again for Heimo, but Roots Gaming able to battle back. Take a 2-1 lead into the second period.
Yeah, it's absolutely huge for them after a performance in the last game, which just continued to get worse and worse as it went on, and Heimo continued to get more and more goals, but this time 2 quick responses after surrendering the first goal. Just really simple hockey. A simple shot, creating a rebound, and then Lexa being the guy there to clean it up. And when you're looking at what Heimo was doing in the offensive zone, particularly on that last sequence, a whole lot of kind of passing around the perimeter. There's a couple opportunities I thought Snipery was going to pull the trigger. He opted not to. One time tried to find a pass, which was intercepted. Another time just kind of turned it over right there. Got too low in the zone, tried to look for the cross crease, and it wasn't there. I'd like to see the defenseman of Heimo kind of shooting the puck a little bit more. I mean, if not looking for deflections, maybe just creating the rebound, just, putting some pressure on, trying to tire out the goalie. Obviously, goalie stamina is, a pretty big factor ever since the advent of the pressure system. But even without that, you're putting shots on the goal. You're making them think about things. You can't just wait on those one-timer passes. So like to maybe see the point guys of Heimo just kind of pulling the trigger a little bit more as this game goes on.
Second period underway. As always, the action brought to you by our friends at Kovalan Lakritsi. It is game number 2 in the regular season matchup between Roots Gaming and Heimo. Heimo with a 5-0 victory in game number 1. And of course, a little bit later on, it is our second matchup of the broadcast. There's a good chance there. Tohtorit taking on the Blackjacks as a scramble for the puck. As Heimo come up with it, some tired legs. Snipery having to step up, trying to make something happen. Found Hatsi in front. Good save by Yantes, and Roots having a little bit of trouble here now. Not able to work his way through. And a miscommunication there. Rough start in the opening 4 minutes of the period for Roots.
Yeah, I'm really surprised Limu didn't send that pass right there. Lexa did such a good job of getting that big diagonal speed burst and really put himself in good position to enter the zone with speed there. And he almost did a great job of holding the line too. Just, yeah, miscommunication at the very least for Roots.
Face off and a clean win for Hatsi there. And what can do, of course, looking for that tying goal. Build up speed. Sock'em drops back. Satapoika. Send that one all the way around. Nailed to the point. Sock'em tries to send it down low. Voti was able to read it. Sniper wins it back. The odd angle shot there for Satapoika stopped. Emil for Sock'em, back to the captain again, in front, beautiful play. And Heimo have tied this game up on another moment of brilliance.
Yeah, I mean, beautiful is kind of an understatement there. Just amazing job on the cycle and then just working it down low. And once again, Hatsi finding himself into a perfect location right in between the defensemen. Again, all alone in that low slot. And maybe Roots got a little too comfortable there, but you got to give credit where it's due. Beautiful puck movement by Heimo there, and they've tied this game up.
A big goal there as Hatsi continues to add to his goal scoring total. Again, had just 1 goal in 8 games, but he has woken up for this series. We are tied at 2 apiece. Always talk about the responses for teams. Let's see what Roots can do in response. That one off the pads of Vamo. Like for Emil, and a decent idea. Timing was just a little bit off.
And as the second period wears on, game's gonna maybe start to get a little bit tighter. Those plays gonna have a little bit of trouble finding them right there, as you're seeing Roots trying to just stand up at the blue line, slow down the Heimo counterattack. That was their Achilles heel in the last one. They've done a pretty good job so far, but now Heimo's found another way to capitalize, the cycle leading to great opportunities.
We'll settle it down halfway through the period now. Not able to fully gain the line. Nordsman, nice pick off by Snipery. Nordsman able to win it back yet again for Roots. Sokolo in front for Limu. Good job again by Satapoika. Heimo down the other way. He has the puck here again. Back to Sock'em in front. Nordsman, good attempt. Sock'em there, but he turns it over. Sokolo fires one on. Good stop. Ivamo. And wow, Satapoika wins the icing race, and a chance again for Hatsi. He's been everywhere. For a close call. Lexa shoots, and a good glove save by Vamo.
Yeah, I like that decision from Lexa right there. Thought about the pass, realized how much space he had in a pretty good location. Just tried to rip that one on. Maybe not the power that he wanted off of it, but still, good decision right there. You force the face-off in your opponent's end. But yeah, you said it. Hatsi has been everywhere on the ice. He's just so deceptively good at just finding open space. He's doing it again and again.
And off the draw. Roots able to keep it alive for the moment. Ode backhand on. Vamo again makes the save. Follow-up pass. Heimo down the other way. Big hit, but Heimo's still in control. Emil to the outside. Lost it momentarily. Can't weave through the traffic this time. Norton will slow it down. Get some stamina regeneration here. And they go again with speed. Sokolo has it knocked away. Lexa pressuring as well. Handled well by the Heimo defense. Penalty called here. Heimo eventually going to the power play unless they find a way to score here. And indeed it will be. Power play on a tripping call against Lexa. So the centerman for Roots and the captain going to be off the ice here.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty big here for Heimo as you see that trip in the neutral zone. Obviously, they didn't score on the one power play chance that they had at the end of last game, but they got some pretty good chances on it. This is a major opportunity. You're tied in this game. Your opponent just made a mistake. This is where you need to make them pay for it. I love their cycle game so far. We'll see what they're able to do.
Off face off. Heimo in control. Like a back for Snipery. Deflected, hit the post. About to say, they had Satapoika where they don't want him, and no situation to use that old 1T from the left side, and still able to generate a chance. Emil not able to hold on. Gets it back now, though. Sniper we can do here in front for Hotzi. Good save by Yontes. Power play time and remaining period time nearly evened up. Wrist shot. Good stop again. Net drive. Sokolo comes up with it. You just got to dump that out, and he does. Odie gives chase late in the period, and a penalty is called. Interference on Hotzi. Where was this? Oh, way back down the other way. Didn't even see it. And certainly not much there.
No, yeah, it was the play down low. He was trying to kind of push that pass out to Hotzi. They were very close though, so the pass kind of went awry. And obviously, as he's looking to pull the trigger to shoot, we're gonna see a pulled goalie here for Roots off the draw.
I like the aggression. There's no reason not to. There's 1.8 to go. Quick chance, glove save, and that will bring us to the end of the second period.
Really good all around for both teams. I mean, you can't really say much else about that. Not a whole lot of capitalization in that period, but we got to see, power play opportunity. We're going to get to see another one now on the side of Roots. Tough one to take at the tail end of the period, but, now it's Roots has the opportunity to take the lead once again, apply the pressure headed in, as the third period gets underway here. So it's a huge penalty kill for Heimo, who do have the better when it comes to time on attack, but the shots are even. It has worked for Heimo so far. I did like to see Sniper starting to pull the trigger. That deflection that went off the post, that just came from just a really smart play on that power play. Just pulling the trigger. That 1T wasn't available. They didn't really have the, their set that they wanted, but they had net front presence. Sniper had some space, and that shot right there from Sadapoika too, just looking to pick the corner.
Here we go. Third period about ready to start. Heimo with 3 points in the bag already tonight. Going to make it 6 with a regulation win. Roots trying to earn the split. See how this plays out. Turnover here, though, for Sadapoika. A shorthanded bid. He's still weaving his way through and does a good job of getting a shot on. Roots back to work here. Sokolo gains the zone. Back to Vodi at the point. Nordsman shot deflected just high and wide. Emil has an option here. Couple of them. Sock him. Man, they're not afraid to go for it. Short-handed. Short side shot. Forces the save, and I like the aggression from Heimo there. Short-handed.
I do. Sock'em jumping up into the play right there, gets the pass, just kind of puts it on net, and they get, an offense's own face-off. That's going to kill a lot of the remaining time of this power play for Roots.
Off the draw, Roots in control. Final few moments of the power play. Limu in front. Good job by the defense. We are back to 5-on-5. Limu's shot blocker down by Vamo. Three minutes gone here in the third period. And again, we'll circle back. That stamina regeneration and a controlled breakout attempt here. Limu had the cut back. Low down low for Lexa. Now Vodi pinching in. Around the fall. A man and a tremendous save in front by Vamo as Lexa nearly had the hat trick.
Yeah, really helping his team keep a chance to win. Here comes Emil.
Emil with a lot of space. He's stopped by the defense, though, and he didn't immediately force it once the angle was gone. Otzi's shot is saved. A smart play there by Emil, though, on the other side. Bit of patience. Once the angle's gone, why force it in front? Keep possession, get another chance. That's exactly what they did. Now Hotzi, a couple of goals in this game, of course, as well. Sock'em at the point. That shot deflects wide. Nordsman somehow gets that pass through. Sokolo on the breakaway, poked away at the last minute by Snipery. Great chances for both sides. Another deflection bid for Roots doesn't go. But hit there by Vodi. I mean, that's what he's known for, Sid.
Yeah, just and beautiful defensive play to boot too.
Swordsman sneaking through. Toe drag shot. Good save again. Sokolo trying to weave through the traffic. Defense was there. Pass off a skate. Sets Roots back up for possession. Swordsman didn't have the line. Didn't need it. They win the race. Bodie at the point. Back to the forehand. Can't get the shot through. Emil found Sadapoico, who nearly wins it back on the stick lift. Nordsman survives the threat. Counterattack here, though, for Heimo. Game opening up a bit. Sadapoico can't make a play. Vodi was there to shut him down. Now Limu takes a big hit. Nordsman battling with Sakam. I'll dump it low. Smart play. Limu back to his feet. Just over 4 minutes left. As Emil loses it. Again, 3 points for a regulation win. 2 for an overtime win. Both these teams would love the 3 points. And, of course, it'd be big for both sides to deny the other team those points. Puck loose. Another interesting opportunity for Roots and a close call. Nordsman to Limu the shot. Sakam got in the way. 2 minutes to go now. Bodie down low. It's Sokolo. Has it stripped away by Sadapoico. Emil for Hatzi. Good poke check from Lexa. Both teams doing what they can here. Sokolo on the forehand. Tried to get that shot on. Sniper was there to take it away. Sokolo has it sent back. 43 seconds left in regulation. Sadapoico. Back to Sniper. Deflection bid. Good stop on the chance from Hatzi. Swordsman can't get it through to Lexa cleanly. Couple of deflection bids from both teams, but again, no big tipper allowed in this competition. Swordsman can't hold on to it. One more rush here for Heimo to try and win it in regulation and secure a 6th point from this matchup, but they're offside.
Yeah, that might just about do it. If they win the faceoff, they could get one more shot. I doubt it'll be of the highest quality. So, in all likelihood, seeing overtime right here. But what a kind of the second half of that third period. A lot of back and forth, a lot of good chances for either side. As you can tell, they're both pushing for that 3rd point.
There's still technically time, but not much. High up on the draw. Scramble for it, and overtime on the way, as both teams will earn a point from this matchup, and they'll duel for the 2nd.
Really good game here. I mean, I really thought at one point we were going to have a bit more of a higher scoring affair. It really tightened up in the second half, particularly in that third period. It loosened up a bit more, but man, that save by Vamo, how huge does that look now? That's the difference between them getting at least 1 point versus no points, and they have a chance for 2, obviously, in this overtime. Just exactly what you need your goaltender to do when the chips are down is make a big save, give your team a chance, and Vamo has been doing that throughout his career, and just a really great job in this third period by him as well. You're getting a look at that deflection. Great save by Yontis there. And just that was it. Both goaltenders really, getting the best of the shooters in that third period. It wasn't like there was, a lack of good chances. It was that one right there. We didn't get a great look at it, but that was the big save that I was alluding to by Vamo.
Here we go. Third period about ready to begin. Who will walk away with that extra point for the overtime win? We are going to find out. And again, we have a second matchup coming up after this. Tohtorit taking on the Blackjacks. As Emil down low for Sakam, pinching it again, and that is unfortunately on Hatzi there. Didn't stick to the boards for that pass.
Yeah, that's a defenseman no. Obviously, he's not a defenseman, but if you're going to be covering that point, you can't cheat. And Yeah, that's going to lead to a Roots possession here as they cannot re-enter the zone.
Especially as a left-handed shot covering the right point. I mean, you got to hug those boards for sure.
Yeah.
This pass picked off by Nordsman. Roots looking to get going down the other way. Low to Voti. Sends it all the way back around. Limu too far away from the boards there, and the teams will reset once more.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, indeed. The broken stick for Nordsman. Good job, though, by Limu.
The last thing you want to see on an attempted dump and chase right there. If that had gone to Heimo, oh, that would have been trouble.
Glove save there by Yantes, and yeah, I mean, that's one of those things, right? I mean, the broken sticks, the broken glass, obviously not viewed positively by the competitive scene is the best way I'll phrase it, but obviously no way to control those elements to the game right now. Lexa looking, rebound, scores! Shot on net. Good things can happen. Roots Gaming pick up the second point in overtime and salvage a little bit from this matchup.
3 goals for Roots, all 3 off of rebound plays right there. Love that decision. And Sokolo cleaning it up. I believe that was his hat trick goal, if I'm not mistaken, too. He got the first 2 off of the rebound, and he's right there to get that one as well. Oh, no, sorry. It was Lexa on the other 2, excuse me. But huge.
Lexa
absolutely
involved in the goal with the shot on, at least.
Yeah, absolutely. And just a great job, by Sokolo just to fight through that. Get that one on Vamo, almost getting across to keep that one out. That's tough, though, for Heimo. They really could have used that extra point. Every point matters. 4 out of 6 is good, but when you started the season off, 1 and 7, they really couldn't have benefited from a full 6. After that first game, it seemed like, wow, they're really going to have a chance to do this, but Roots, really smart hockey in this one. Just playing really kind of for the simple plays. All 3 goals coming off of rebounds there. They're able to get a huge win in overtime. And a massive 2 points.
So again, in total, it is 4 points for Heimo, with a win and an overtime loss. And for Roots Gaming, they get the 2 points here for the overtime victory. So all in all, not the worst result for either side. I mean, obviously the worst case scenario is to not walk away with any points whatsoever. Not a bad split. Heimo will certainly take this result, though. Again, having more points secured tonight than they did in the entirety of their first 8 games, I believe it was, heading into this matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. You're seeing just how close Vamo was there to kind of get in that, but that's the advantage of those rebound plays. It's so hard for the goalie to be able to react. And again, all 3 of the goals by Roots scored on that type of play. Really, really great from them. Hotzi with a pair of goals. He was a menace out there, finding himself into that open space. But at the end of the day, it was Roots picking up that huge win in overtime and kind of stopping the momentum flat that Heimo had after that first game. I mean, huge 3 points. They wanted to try to come out and get the other 2, but I'm just thinking back to those 2 quick goals by Roots early on that really kind of halted that early momentum, and then it became really a dogfight after that.
Well, with that is our first matchup of the broadcast in the books. Again, coming up on the other side of the break, Tohtorit taking on the Blackjacks. We'll set the stage for you in just a few minutes. Stick with us.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi. Mikä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
All right, everybody, we are back again. A big thank you for sticking with us here at SportsGamer for our continued coverage of the ECL Elite Division. And Sin, we are just about ready to go for our second matchup of the broadcast. It is Tohtorit taking on the Blackjacks in what is another fairly important matchup. I mean, every matchup is, but as we get a look at the standings here, entering play today, both these teams in the playoff structure and obviously very much looking to stay there.
Yeah, right next to each other. In fact, of course, I've really liked Blackjack's game throughout the course of the season, and they're being rewarded with that, finding themselves in that fifth seed at the moment. Of course, Tohtorit having 2 games in hand. This is an important matchup, as you alluded to, but for the Blackjacks here, I mean, they have a lot of good offensive potential, as you can see. 28 goals, 5 goals separating them and Tohtorit. Of course, the game's in hand for Tohtorit. This is just looking like one of those incredibly even matchups. Big points on the line as they battle and jockey for positioning in that playoff picture.
As we get ready for this matchup, let's get a look at the team stats here and see how these two teams line up. Of course, you would have seen the positive goal differential for both sides, but you get a look there at the special teams as well. Not a flying start for either side on either side of the puck.
Mm-mm. No, so this is a good opportunity for both of them to kind of, well, right the ship, so to speak. Just the 10% on the power play for Blackjacks, but they're going up against a penalty kill, which so far has struggled. Just over 50% of the penalties they've taken, they've killed off, whereas the Blackjacks, 3 out of 4, pretty good in the grand scheme of things here, but they're gonna want to improve upon that. They want to try to stifle Tohtorit, don't let their special teams get going, but bigger than that, just kind of avoid the mistakes. Last time we covered this team last week, Kermit was taking a lot of penalties. He needs to try to clean that up because he's such an important piece to this team.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be crucial for sure, is for him to stay out of the box, but to still be that, consistent, threat, just buzzing around and trying to make plays happen, of course. With that, let's take a look at the lineups for this one. On the Tohtorit side of things, you have Oyala with Harlowy and Profilipaki as the front three, Garcus and Sega Sormi on defense, and Stammer between the pipes. And on the other side, Kermit, Villain, and Timothy, the front three of the Blackjacks, with Tony and Psycho Skills and Costi in goal. Let's take a look at that center comparison to start. It is Harlowy taking on Villain. And again, for Villain, we talked about it, right? One of those big things for the Blackjacks was going to be his adaptability moving up to center. From a point production standpoint, it's leaving a little bit to be desired so far, but he's been very strong on faceoffs and obviously provides a bit more defensive stability as well for the team as a whole.
Yeah, but it's really going to be absolutely key. He's got to start producing up there. It's great to have the two-way game. It's great to do the face-offs, but you got to find that production as well. Good thing for him, he's got 2 wingers, which have been phenomenal in that regard. But yeah, he's going to need to step up and get a lot more points, particularly if they want to make that deeper playoff run.
And again, Harlowy on there. On the other side there, I mean, 14 points in 8 games.
Solid.
Looking great. And the face-off percentage as well is stellar. Let's take a look at the wingers here in this matchup. Next, again, Oyala and Profilipaki for Tohtorit against Kermit and Timothy, who, of course, at the end of week 1, Kermit, the leading scorer in the league. Timothy was in third, and they have not necessarily slowed down all that much as the second week of action has gone on. But Oyala and Profilipaki also not that far behind and not too shabby in terms of point production thus far.
No, they've really done a good job. Both at over that 2 points per game mark, which is fantastic. For your front men right there. A lot of physical play from these guys. Not so much on the side of Profilipaki, but you're looking at Oyala, Kermit, and Timothy, and think Kermit's still using that dangler build as well. We'll have to see if that's going to be the case. So that's pretty impressive, putting up 45 hits with that type of build. And he's just been a menace out there and really, really coming into his own.
We look at the defensive side here next. Again, Carcass and Segasormi going up against Tony and Psycho Skills. It was a very hot start for Psycho Skills to start the campaign as well. He was top 5 in scoring at the end of week 1. First, of course, amongst defenders. So a big point difference there. But the other 3 defensemen in this series, I mean, pretty similar. Point production, the physicality that they bring. I mean, this is a solid matchup.
Yeah, and I like the shots blocked from Segasormi. You know, that's going to be important here. Really, really crucial, especially if you're seeing, you know, some of those 1Ts taken. Can't remember if Blackjacks are rocking any kind of gold 1T out there, but that is going to be important. Great positioning there. Going to look for that from Segasormi. Yeah, you said it. Psycho Skills has just been tremendous at, you know, getting those assists in particular, and that's really all about the first pass, right? The first pass out of the zone or making those passes over the blue line for the rush plays, even working it from the point. He's going to have to continue that.
And of course, our final head-to-head here in this matchup, the battle of the goaltenders, Stammer taking on Kosti. Of course, the numbers for Stammer looking a little bit decent. Kosti on the other side, I know voiced some displeasure with some of the animations he was getting as a goalie this year. And of course, that's always going to be, you know, just an element to the game, but solid numbers for both so far. I think Kosti, of course, again, like I said, feels hard pressed by some of the things, but at the end of the day, both these goalies give their teams an opportunity to win.
Yeah, and that's really all you got to do back there in goal. I mean, you know, it's below that 80% save percentage, but you're looking at that goals against. That's just really good team defensive play so far for Blackjacks. They're gonna have to continue that here. Again, this is such an important matchup for both of these two teams. Both of these two goaltenders are gonna have to make some key saves.
So again, we are just a few moments away from puck drop here to kick off this series. And again, you get a look there at the teams in the lobby, the Tohtorit side of things, more offensively oriented at forward. And for the Blackjacks, not all that different. A lot of puck on a string. And for Kermit, still rocking the dangler.
Yeah, gold close quarters. I love it. You know, again, if it fits your play style, go with it. And that's what we're seeing a lot of, you know, coming out from Kermit. He's kind of always had a lot of the times, you know, maybe a different build. He's really kind of leaning into it right now, playing to his strengths. And he's always been an incredible puck handler. So why not get that dangler? Why not just continue to whip stuff out of your bag of tricks? And I'll be interested to see what he's going to bring in this matchup. Last time we saw him, he was doing some crazy things with the puck.
Again, big matchup here as both of these teams currently in a playoff spot, right next to one another in the standings. And we will see how this plays out. Of course, grudge match going to be a factor. Just the way that it is right now with the settings being broken again and having to jump through hoops just to try to not get it to work. It's just going to be an element to the games here in the meantime. We'll see if that has any sort of effect on the matchup as well. So here we go. Game number 1, Tohtorit and the Blackjacks. Let's see how it all plays out. Blackjacks in on the attack here early on, and wraparound bid there for Kermit, but Stammer able to stop it.
Yeah, I like that. Actually, didn't look like it counted as a shot on goal right there, so not too sure what happened with the animation. Maybe put it off the side of the net. Nonetheless, offense's own face-off here. We'll see if Villain can get the better of Harlow.
Is off the face-off. Tohtorit in control. Pull the hockey down that left wing side there. Handled though by Kermit. Going down the middle, and a good job by Segasormi to take that one away.
These two teams right now really trying to attack with speed.
Into the corner, can't hold on to it. Skills was there. Very fast pace. This one, Villain throws one on and forces the glove save out of Stammer.
I really like that decision right there. Wasn't kind of the cleanest rush play that they had lined up. You know, Villain got the puck in a decent location, just kind of threw that on, trying to test the goaltender.
The draw, scramble for it. Oyala able to come up with it. We'll see what Tohtorit are able to do here on this break. And Oyala with speed, but the defense collapses hard and takes that puck away. Ready for Villain. Good poke check there by Carcass to knock that one back. Kermit off the dump in. Tried the centering feed. Over there to take that one away. Tohtorit for Oyala. It's blocked. Again, has it in the corner. Good patience. Kicks back to the point. DDD one-timer blocked by Tony. Now Kermit with speed. Standing right out of space.
And both these two teams really kind of adamant to try to get some early opportunities off of these rushes. Good defending so far.
Feed in front. A little bit of trouble there for Kosti. He is able to cover, though.
I'm kind of curious to see which of these two teams is going to try to maybe slow things down instead of just rushing, trying to get a pass towards the middle. Maybe just take it into the corner, buy some time, trying to open up a little bit more space. We haven't seen that from either side so far, and as it stands, just one total shot about midway through the first.
Shot blocked as well. Tried that feed for the 1T. Find its way to Pro Filipaki. By Timothy to win this puck back. Has Tony. Back to Timothy. Puck loose. Kept out by Stammer. I mean, that is one hell of a sweep, one hell of a save, and a nervous moment for Tohtorit that they survive.
Wow, what an unreal save right there with the glove.
Marcus at the point. It's deflected by Kermit. Sets up Tohtorit down the other way. Good hit there by Timothy. Tohtorit are able to do here. They find space. Oyala, the centering feed, broken up a couple of times. Kosti down, can't cover. Does keep it out. The hockey tried the short side, and Kosti makes the save.
I like that from Filipaki. Great job putting pressure on the defenseman and actually knocks him over, forcing that turnover, and then just tries to rip it short side right there. Maybe had a little bit of space the way kind of Kosti had to make that save, but he does make that save.
Taken away at the last minute. Close call. Feed over. Shot. Good save there. Once again by Stammer. Good movement here from the Blackjacks. Kermit down low. Good patience. Can't find Timothy. Oyala with a bit of space. Poked away again by Psycho Skills. Turns it over. Arlo can't find the pass. Kermit was there. 3 interceptions with a dangler. I'm jealous. Marcus slows it down. Here, for the hockey, the force. Tony was there to take it away. And again by Kermit. Final rush here, perhaps, for the Blackjacks. Kermit weaving at the line. Shot on. Stopped by Stammer. And they'll get a chance with 2.7 to go.
No big rebound. I think that's what he was looking for right there. 2 of his guys crash in the net, but good job by Stammer, just remaining composed in position, and he swallows it.
Face off, clean win in front. Defense breaks it up. Last minute, so chances on both sides, but neither side able to find that opening goal.
Yeah, really kind of good set play. That's what Blackjacks really used to be known for. They had a crazy variety of set plays off of the draw, ones that you wouldn't really see a whole lot of other teams going with there. Looks like they tried that again, just trying to force that pass up the middle to Villain, cutting in towards the net, but it was broken up. He just couldn't get a handle on it to get a nice shot away. But I like that idea coming out from the Blackjacks here. It's a good face-off battle. Both Harlow and Villain are good on it. You saw the mind games up front. Harlow started off with a couple tie-ups, really kind of threw Villain for a loop. But yeah, you said it. I mean, just a pretty even period. A slight advantage in time on attack for Tohtorit, but the advantage in shots going to the Blackjacks 3-3 in the face-off battle. Kind of what you'd expect in a matchup like this. But yeah, not too much to speak of, obviously, in the way of offense. Some good chances. but nothing super dangerous, perhaps, besides that one big save forced out from Stammer that probably at the end of all things looked a bit more difficult or dangerous than it could have been with the animation he got. That puck kind of sitting on the goal line after he swept it away. Nonetheless, it was a good chance, big save, and that's what we talked about in the pregame. Both these goaltenders are going to have to make some of those key saves to keep their team in that position to get the W.
Second period underway here. Again, as always, the action brought to you by our friends at Kovalan Lokritzy, and that own goal brought to you by a big bit of unfortunate circumstances, I guess. I don't know how else you want to phrase that. But the opening goal goes to Tohtorit just seconds into the second period.
Yeah, that was a well-positioned play by Tony, but unfortunately, his intercept leads to it ending up in the back of the net as it was Harlow just kind of threw that one out front and it bounced right off Tony's stick.
The Blackjacks have been one of the teams really behind the emphasis that we have this season, and sharing more clips on social with the hashtag ECL25 clips, wanting to see the best moments and the worst, and that is certainly one of the worst that might appear on a highlight reel for the Blackjacks, or the low light reel, I do suppose. We'll see how they respond here. They are going to have a power play coming up as Carcass gets the call for boarding.
Huge opportunity. Again, Tohtorit's penalty kill has struggled so far. That being said, only 10% for the Blackjacks. Something's got to give for one of these two sides. Really interested to see how the Blackjacks play it. Are they going to try to wait for that perfect opportunity or just try to get some shots on, get that puck retrieval going?
A power play opportunity here early in the second period. Good job there by Cycle Skills to keep that one in. Tony for Kermit. Good patience. Back to point. One-timer from Timothy. Read nearly perfect. I mean, essentially perfectly by Stammer. He was over there nice and early. Jack's back in on the attack. Power play halfway done. Skills can't hold it. Tony recovers. Trying to pinch in. The shot, good save by Stammer. He's down, and the puck ends up in the back of the net. A tremendous effort, but a power play tally as Villain was able to tap it home.
Such a quick reaction from Timothy down low. It actually looked like he tried to shoot that and bank it in. It goes off the side of the net right to Villain's stick. Yeah, right off the side of the post there, and through the legs kind of just guides that puck into the back of the net. Just, hey, that's what we call a jam play, right? Just kind of get that puck towards the net, trying to force it in, and the Blackjacks do so. Huge power play goal tally to tie this game up.
I mean, you might feel a little bit hard pressed by that goal, but I think both teams probably feel that way after the first two goals scored. Play here by Kermit. Blackjacks looking to double up. Quick shot. Stopped by Stammer. Timothy, the force in front. Puck bouncing around in a dangerous area. It's still loose. Stammer can't cover it. Blackjacks continue that forechecking pressure, but now 3-on-2 developing here for Tohtorit. Oyala over for Carcass. Had nowhere to go on the pass. As both goalies continuing to have trouble covering up that puck. As Kermit takes a big hit, he'll be dealing with an injury. Villain trying to find his second goal of the game. He shot on, paddled away by Costi. You see here on that right-hand side, finds Tony. Still shot on, good save by Stammer. Timothy wraparound, clipped the post. Pulling off of the pads. Bouncing puck that Tony's able to corral. Tohtorit have been caught on the back foot here after surrendering that goal. This has that one poked away. Good job again by Kermit. He gets so much out of that goal. Let me see the spin. Kermit down low. Psycho skills right back to him. Moving on that right-hand side. Can they find what they're looking for? They end up with a couple of chances on goal. Hammer down in the butterfly, but full pressure here for the Blackjacks.
Yeah, this is a crucial face-off now for Villain. He wins this. His team really want to be able to take advantage of that. This is when they're really going to be able to get their cycle game going. You know, obviously the defenders will be just a tiny bit slower, a lot less stamina as well. They won't be able to regain it really. And so this is when the Blackjacks have to find a way to capitalize.
And we are going to see presumably a timeout here. I don't think we had any obvious issues.
No, yeah, I think we're going to see that timeout coming from Tohtorit. They don't want to face that full pressure, I think, and maybe a smart call. You know, it's a little bit early, but that's what we're seeing. We don't see that full pressure appearing too much, so if it is activated against you, it might not be a bad idea to kind of burn that timeout, get your stamina back, erase that full pressure so you don't have to deal with it, especially with an offensive zone threat.
Let's see what they can do. Clean face-off win for Harlow's going to pretty much opportunity pretty quickly. Oh, yeah, lock. So, Michael skills with the follow-up outlet pass. Kermit with a bit of space to work as the puck still loses it. Timothy couldn't get a piece of it in front. Tohtorit stifled again at the blue line. Kermit finds Timothy cleanly. He is still battling for it. Trying his best to hold on to it. Psycho skills stepping up. Oh, yeah, can't hold on to it. Good pressure here for the Blackjacks. Hesitation, open up space. Tony's shot stopped. And then drops back for Tony. Blackjacks have controlled the majority of this period. Tohtorit will slow it down as we approach the final minute. Loose. Make those skills. Kermit here on the off wing. Marcus does a good job of sticking with him, having a little bit of trouble with Timothy. There goes Stormy, turns it over. Tony couldn't get the shot off. We have a tie game heading into the third period. And we'll see how this goes, but certainly we need to see a pushback here from Tohtorit.
Yeah, they need that pushback, but, you know, fortunately for them, they are still tied, so in a good position. But, yeah, Blackjacks, they really took over that period. Unfortunately for them, they couldn't, you know, get the go-ahead goal despite the amount of shots and chances that they were getting. Tohtorit doing a really good job of collapsing around the front of the net, and that seems to be where the Blackjacks want to try to get, you know, their scoring chances from. We've seen them taking some perimeter shots, some other types of shots, but that's really all that Tohtorit has been giving them right now. And the Blackjacks, I think, to score right now with the way they're kind of set up is they almost kind of need to work it towards the middle. And Tohtorit understanding that, that's where they're applying a lot of the defensive pressure, and it's been hard for the Blackjacks to get to those areas. So might have to try to open things up a little bit more. And that's kind of maybe the disadvantage of them not having one of those kind of gold 1Ts out there, is that they don't really have the huge threat level that provides, you know, with some of those outside one-timers higher in the zone. You know, if the goaltender reads the play, it's a pretty good chance he can make that save.
Here we go, third period. Who will find the breakthrough? It is 3 points in the standings for a regulation win. Only 2 for the overtime win. Emphasis to get the job done here within the next 18 minutes of game time. Blackjacks in control. A little bit of space, sends it all the way around. Psycho Skills is there to recover. Tony as a shot deflects. A turnover here. Kermit with all the speed finds Villain. Can't get the shot past Arlo. Control, hit hard by Kermit. I don't know how he gets so much out of that build. As a dangler, he can hit, he can poke check, he can play the passing lanes. Sir, you and I need to have a conversation. Blackjack's in control. Let's be back for Kermit. Cycle skill shot. Good save again. Kermit playing fire there a little bit on those poke checks. Avoids a penalty. There's a goal on Costi. Elbow off the back of the cage. Sent back to the point. Marcus pinching in. Home directly on that pass. They do win it back. Shot on. Save. Penalty coming up. As Tony will go to the box for tripping, and the opportunity is here. Tohtorit.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if that was really kind of necessary time to take the penalty. I mean, it wasn't the best angle to kind of rip that shot from. Maybe he was just trying to play it safe right there. But as we saw, the save was made, so Tony will sit for 2, and huge opportunity for Tohtorit. They're still looking for their first power play goal of the season, however.
We'll see a timeout here as well to offset. That stamina back before the kill.
Yeah, kind of a smart call right there for Blackjacks. There was a lot of back and forth action before that. Not too sure they didn't get a good look at all the stamina bars, but now we're going to see them, full. And that's going to be something definitely important. Timothy most likely going to be the one to slot back and play defense, but with, Villain having the experience on defense, I wonder if he's going to kind of, take the draw here and then slip back where Timothy would be. But fortunately, off this face-off, won't be the case.
High up off the draw. Tohtorit in control. Kermit able to knock it loose. Timothy will not be able to send it all the way down. Filipaki was able to get in front of that one. Offside there, not the strongest starts to this power.
Yeah, but that's exactly what we're kind of seeing from the setup on the penalty kill right there from Villain. He's the one who's going to be jumping back. Obviously, as I said, he has that experience playing as a defenseman. Timothy and Kermit, mostly Kermit, will be applying the pressure. Here goes.
On the breakaway, he has the space. Good save by Stammer, who was able to stick with him. Short-handed bid for Kermit. Can't find the back of the net. Marcus. Stepping in, 5 seconds left on the man advantage. Poked away. And going a little bit of trouble, but they'll survive. Space here. Kermit with speed to the outside. Defense handles it well. Tennessee back to Kermit. Throws it towards front. Close call yet again. Oyala battling in the corner. Psycho skills able to come up with it. In down low. Throws it all the way through the slot and all the way back. Just 6 minutes to go here in the period. Again, 3 points up for grabs. Somebody find that breakthrough. Battling, disrupting on the forecheck. They can't secure possession, at least not yet. There is Kermit though. And shot deflection, good save. Wrap around, bid, Stammer there yet again. Now with 3 minutes to go. Kermit, the back skate, looking, throws one on. Straight to the chest and covered. 1:34 to go. We'll see what happens here soon.
Yeah, Kermit a bit off balance with that. I really like the play coming off the boards and just kind of back skating towards the middle, but didn't get the shot away like he wanted to. He got one of those kind of off balance animations. Not enough power, not enough accuracy.
And he at the point, D-to-D, back again, shot blocked. High pro Filipaki, final minutes. Chance of that extra point. Starting to slip away for both sides. Oyala able to pick that one off, but again, able to win it right back. Tohtorit find that breakthrough. Into the corner, Profilipaki down low. And he able to recover now 20 seconds here. Offside call.
Yeah, Blackjacks continue to try to kind of stretch the game out on the rush and really attack the middle, and they haven't really found any success throughout the course of this game for it. They're much better when they kind of go to the outside and then maybe try to work it back towards the middle. And again, credit where it's due to Tohtorit's defense, neutral zone, defensive zone. They're great at collapsing and covering the middle of the ice.
One more attempt for Tohtorit, picked off by Timothy. Well, it's not quite a Marathon Monday, but maybe it'll turn into a when will it end Wednesday. We go to overtime in game number 1, and both teams picking up a point, and they'll battle for the second.
11 hits for Kermit in this game. I mean, yeah, you said it. He's getting a crazy amount out of his build, but he just hasn't been able to get the goals in this one. That was a nice attempt right there. I liked what he did, kind of made a makeshift umbrella there on the 5-on-5 by skating up to the top. He got the shot away, nice deflection, turned aside by Stammer, who has had some pretty good saves in this one, has faced, way more shots than his counterpart Kosti at the other end, but he's turned aside the majority of them. 15 saves in this one. Some of them a bit easier than the others, but that being said, Blackjacks, they haven't been able to get to the areas that they want to, and I'm not going to say that they're kind of flailing because of that, but they really haven't looked as dangerous as maybe you'd expect with that amount of shots on. They've been the better team in a lot of ways, but that doesn't matter as this game is tied and headed to overtime. Both teams losing out on at least that 1 point. See what happens, though.
Of course, again, you saw it there briefly, but, and there we go, one more time. SportsGamer.gg, again, we are looking for feedback from people in regards to errors that they're running into, troubles with the game. We have a forum available. Feel free to go fill that out. Let us know the negatives that you've been experiencing as we try to make a positive change to the game. In that regard, again, SportsGamer.gg. Link will be in chat as well. Rocking it past Kosti. He had to go down and nearly got caught. If that went in, that might have been his last game in this league. He might have thrown his console out the window. Dumped in. And offside is the call. Just missed time.
Yeah, I didn't quite see the indicator pop up. I was just about to praise Oyela, kind of understanding he's going to get that puck and held up a bit there, but maybe that was because he noticed the offside indicator.
There we go. Timothy now into the attacking zone. Wrap around bid. Can't catch Stammer off the post. In control here yet again. Over the blue line. Timothy able to bump him right back.
Tohtorit just really haven't found much success trying to carry the puck into the zone. Every time they get, they try, the blue line's just getting shut down, or they're passing and it's intercepted. All their success, it feels like, on the zone entries has been coming from that dump and chase, whether they're doing the flips to the corners or, the hard around slap shots.
Blackjacks can do here. In the zone, Villain. Down low for Kermit. As options, Cycles goes to Tony for the one-timer. Blocked by Profilipaki. Kermit's shot. Good save. Second chance off the outside of the post for Villain. Profilipaki's pass. Nobody home. And Tohtorit feel like they're stuck on the back foot. Trying to fight here. Those skills. Not to go to Tony this time. Timothy's shot blocked by Harlow in front. Now Oyala. Or Carcass again. Back to the point. Segasormi's pass off the mark. Psycho skills to find Timothy. Kermit again down low. Throws one on. Timothy. Back to the point. Timothy tried to go in front. Harlow's there to take it away. Tohtorit make something happen on the counter. The answer is no.
Consistently seeing about 3 guys in the slot for Tohtorit at all times. They really don't want those lower slot opportunities going by, and it's continuing to work for them. Every chance that Blackjacks are getting right now is just from the outside. They're defending well themselves, I mean, but still, at the end of the day, if they can't come away with the victory here, it's going to feel like a huge missed opportunity when they've really outplayed their opponents the entirety of this game.
Another face-off in control for the Blackjacks, but only momentarily. Marcus dumps it in. They time it well. Kermit will settle it quickly. Dance around Oyala. Sends this one down. And gives chase. Segasormi. Missy able to recover it. Can't make the move to the middle. Quick set of passes. Can't find their mark. Psycho Skills looking to step up and make something happen here for the Blackjacks. Oyalov is there to take it away. 2 minutes left here in OT1. Dumped into the corner. MSC for just couldn't make that play. Skills shot blocked. Bumped, but still in control. Sends it low one more time. Going to Tony. Messi back in front. Kermit shot. Flex away. Marcus avoiding trouble. Megasormi 4. Hopeful of blocking the extra pass is offside.
It's just crazy, just what Tohtorit is running into with, it feels like Blackjacks. They send so many guys in on the attack, but then they always just have that blue line stand ready, and Tohtorit just cannot get any momentum going trying to carry that puck across the blue line.
26 seconds. And again, over the line, Villain. Timothy back to Kermit. Oh, checks there. Errant pass. Tony steps up to make the play. 5 seconds here. Timothy for Villain. Stepping in. Shot. Puck is covered. Double overtime here in game number 1 between Tohtorit and the Blackjacks.
I'd like to see maybe Blackjacks do. We've seen them do a couple D-to-D one-timers, but it's always Tony who's pulling the trigger right now, and it's kind of becoming a bit easy to read. As that was that animation for Kosti that you were talking about. Yeah, he would not have been happy about that had that been kind of the decider there. But for the Blackjacks here, it's the middle of the ice just simply isn't there. We've seen them try a bunch of weird stuff, some perimeter type shots, just trying to snipe it. A lot of wraparound since, the back of the net's been pretty open when they have possession, but that's not fooling Stammer one bit. They just don't have that big threat of the one-timer from the forward, so I'd really like to see the defenders kind of doing that and just go for some crash the net plays, right? If we've seen Tony take some one-time shots, I'd like to see Psycho Skills kind of pulling the trigger a little bit more. Especially when they do that. Every time it's on the point there, they'll do a quick little give and go with Tony being the one to rip that shot. And it's been blocked a couple times because Tohtorit made that adjustment early on. Speaking of adjustments, though, for the Blackjacks, they've adjusted to that dump and chase now, too. So Tohtorit has been getting even less zone entries. Tough uphill battle, but that being said, it's still 1-1 right now because they're defending so well against the Blackjacks attack.
Double overtime here, and again, we still have a second game to go between these two teams. But as always, action by our friends Kovalan Lakritsi. 7 shots for Tohtorit through 4 periods of play. All in the winning formula, but it might work out for them. Well, it takes us one chance. Kermit. Fairness, not to jinx him, has done a good job of staying out of the box while still causing havoc. On the forecheck. Oyalon had the chance, but the aim wasn't what it needed to be for a pro Filipaki on the one-timer. Great chance, maybe their best chance.
Absolutely their best chance. And yeah, the aim just wasn't true. It went straight into the glove of Kosti, who was still kind of on the other half in the crease there. That should have been the decider.
Let me see. Odd angle slap shot. I like those different looks. Try different things. He's here. Oyello down low. Tried to cut back to the backhand. Sent around. Villain. Cycles Bills. Tried to go back again. Marcus was there. Step up. And well by Psycho Skills. Now numbers here for the Blackjacks. Pass off from Mark, but Timothy corrals. The point block. Second chance and a big time glove save by Stammer to deny Kermit.
Absolutely enormous right there. Crucial. Kermit got that in the place where you don't want him to have it. Gold close quarters right there on his forehand, and Stammer shuts the door.
Sorby for Carcass. Tohtorit hanging in there. Icing call here, though, will set up an ozone draw for the Blackjacks.
Pressure continuing to mount for Tohtorit. Again, they had that one good chance, but not capitalizing on it with the way they've just been not really able to get chances in this game. I mean, you said it, just, now 8 shots across 4.5 periods of play.
Race for the puck. Blackjacks in control. Tremendous speed from Kermit, but runs into trouble. Gets to the blue line. Carlo trying to work his way past Tony. He can't do it. Here's Kermit again. Slows up, waits for his teammates. Psycho Skills fakes the shot. Tony again for Kermit. Wrap around. Puck bouncing around. Still loose. And Segasori able to settle. The line, but again, having trouble maintaining possession. Blackjacks right back in control. Kermit for Timothy, rings the post on a pass from the looks of it. This be the counterattack for Tohtorit, at least right there it wasn't. I should consider this a new counterattack. Pass off mark. No offense being generated here by Tohtorit. They are still playing decent defense. The point there is Kermit. They got handcuffed. The pocket to Oyala. Shot on. Save by Kosti with 2:15 to go in OT2.
At least a good mentality there for Oyala. Finally kind of gaining the zone. You don't have much cohesion or anything. You aren't looking to start a cycle. Looks like both guys trying to open up for a pass. Oyala just decides to pull the trigger right there, and you never know with the way this game has gone, and probably going to end on some kind of a weird bounce.
What happened there? Kermit back in the zone, forcing defense into a turnover. Can't get past Carcass there, though. In the corner. Oyala stuck on the backhand. So when they get caught out, they'll have to reset again. Dump and chase. Works well. Follow-up isn't there. And a crucial pickoff for Segasori, denying Kermit another breakaway opportunity.
Yeah, he went with the quick pass right there instead of trying like the icon, which may have had a bit better luck right there with dump play, but this could feed a Blackjacks counterattack, but Villain will slow it down.
Offside with 8.8 on the clock.
We're kind of running out of things to mention here. Obviously, Tohtorit continuing to play very good defense. Blackjacks continuing to stifle them in the neutral zone and continuing to get shots, but not a whole lot of like grade A chances. There's been a couple, obviously that one for Kermit. Wait a sec.
Into the Oyala glove save. Best chance in the longest amount of time for Tohtorit. With 0.1 left, I don't think pulling the goalie is going to do much, but I appreciate the ambition. Well said, I called it. When will it end? Wednesday. Triple overtime coming up. It has been a long time since we've had a triple OT game.
Yeah, absolutely. But obviously, you know, with the 3-point system, it's great for those regulation pushes. But, you know, the second you go into OT, you know, you can just play your style. And we see Tohtorit doing that, just defense first. And, you know, they've tried to get a few different things going, but they've had so much trouble gaining the line. They got the dump and chase going for a while, but now that's really started to been cut out by the Blackjacks. And so it's just an unstoppable force, immovable object situation right now. Nothing has given so far. Still a 1-1 game. Both of those goals happening, I don't know if they're both in the first, but it feels like that at this point.
You get a look at the numbers there. 29 shots combined through 5 periods of play. Some would say probably not enough. At a certain point, you know, it's, I don't know. It's just going to be interesting to see kind of how this third overtime plays out. And if it'll continue to be that back and forth, or if eventually you just have somebody say, you know what, throw pucks on goal. Something's got to go in. Just push the agenda. Everything on net. Hire out the goalie. Or take a penalty if you're villain and open up the window of opportunity for Tohtorit.
This is huge. The centerman off of the ice now, and that's exactly what they didn't need right there. Kind of a rough poke, but it started with Tony. He made an aggressive step up in the neutral zone and just way too early to kind of do that sort of thing, and it was read very easily by the puck carrier on Tohtorit and opened up a ton of space. Villain had to get back to try to cover and takes the penalty.
Face off here. Won by the Blackjacks. Kermit trying to make something happen. Tony stepping up with them and forcing a save out of Stammer.
Big counterattack play right there. We see the Blackjacks doing that all the time on the penalty kill. Really want to try to force the issue, and they get an offensive zone face-off out of it. That's huge.
See what happens here on the draw. And then this time for Tohtorit. Base now, Harlow for Oyala, save, and the puck crosses the line. Tohtorit take the game in triple overtime. On the power play goal, it was the opportunity they needed, and they got it.
Yep, finally capitalizing right there. Not the cleanest, but again, pucks towards the net. They put the shot on, had a guy crash in the net. Looked like he picked it up on the goal line and either bounced off the goalie and in, or he is able to get that shot animation away. It's a good initial one, and oh no, yeah, that is indeed off of the skate of Kosti right there. But again, it was a costly penalty, but the mistake wasn't of the man really sitting in the box. It was, in my opinion, Tony making that step up in the neutral zone, completely whiffing, causing, you know, Villain to have to really hustle back, try to cut that out, because Tohtorit was attacking with speed and space. More importantly, something that they haven't had a whole lot of in this game. They're able to capitalize on the man advantage here, winning 2-1 in triple overtime, getting 2 points. The Blackjacks do get 1 point. Got to find a way to get some different offensive looks, or at least just capitalize on some of the looks that they were getting, because it looked good at times. They were defending well. They were getting the majority of the time on ice, more shots as well, but they couldn't find the back of the net.
Triple overtime. The winner for Oyala as he sticks at his goal per game pace. And again, we still have a second game to go between these two. And, well, could still be a lot of hockey to be played here.
Yeah, judging by how that first one went, we may be in for another 6 periods, but we'll have to see what happens. You know, tough one for Blackjacks. But at the end of the day, again, you got to do something with all the time on attack and the shots. So hard to say what the final tally was. I'd guess about 20 shots on goal for them, and I'd say like 12 for Tohtorit. But yeah, it was we'll get another look at that one. Oh no, this is from earlier.
Yeah, that was the own
Oh,
goal that,
yeah.
that kicked off the scoring early in the second, if I'm not mistaken. It was a long time ago. It's easy to
Yeah.
not remember.
Yeah, tough one right there for Tony, you know, just getting the intercept and putting it off his own goalie's pads right there. But if you're Tohtorit, you're making an argument. This one's weird too. Just a weird, just crazy bounces right there. It's Villain's stick that gets the contact through the defender's legs, and I don't even know if he got the shot off. It didn't look like he was in that shooting animation. So just kind of a weird game. If you're looking at how those goals went in, all of them, it's just an incredibly tight defensive affair. And we'll have to see if it opens up in this next game, but I'm sure everyone kind of needs a break after that one.
I know I do. Sin said there might be 6 more periods of play. We might need him to say the word reset just in case. We'll be back. Game 2 feels like game 4 coming up in just a few moments.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi. Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
We are back, everybody. Again, a big thank you for sticking with us here. It's been a long journey, but hey, 4th and final game coming up one more time. Tohtorit and the Blackjacks. Again, a victory in triple overtime for Tohtorit in game 1. 2 points for them, 1 for the Blackjacks thus far. And we'll see how this second matchup goes in as... tough to say what these two teams are going to do. Are they content with playing similar styles? Because, hey, triple overtime, it could have gone either way. Or are we going to see an adjustment in strategy to try and potentially avoid another triple overtime game?
Yeah, well, I think if you're the Blackjacks, a little adjustment has to kind of be necessary. I think you defended well. You got the shots, you got the possession that you wanted, but just maybe not enough different threats. And but we're not seeing it in the builds there. Tennessee still using that puck on a string. Playmaker is a pass in front. No one there.
Arcus pinching it for Tohtorit. Feeds all the way back to the point. Arcus down low. Get that one through. It's just surprising to me, that you would attempt that instead of just based off of how some of the goals have gone in. If you throw that on, it has more of a chance of getting through than a pass does. And you still have two players there to swipe away the rebound instead of the player potentially getting it in front with the ability to just shoot it.
Yeah, and it was a good early possession for Tohtorit. They even forced a turnover on the forecheck, but yeah, 0 shots generated from that, and I'm inclined to agree with you.
Nice chance here for Kermit, can't get the shot off. To teach the Blackjacks the joys of the off-white road jerseys as opposed to the grays. Arcus for Oyala, bit of space for their leading scorer. There's the 1T from the high slot on the rush. Different look and a goal to kick things off.
And what I'm noticing so far in this one, Tohtorit gaining that line with so much more frequency, and that is what they've been kind of waiting to whip out, because obviously they've had that threat the whole time. We didn't really see it come into fruition in the first game at all. It's easy to kind of forget that was there that whole time, but hard to miss that one there. Just a blistering shot from the high zone, and it's 1-0 for Tohtorit.
Picking up where they left off. Not with the offside, but with the goal.
Yeah. Well, we did see a few offsides from them in that last one, as the Blackjacks were really good at holding the blue line. Not so much early on in this one. They're going to have to try to right that ship, because they had a hard time scoring against this team in the last one. They can't afford to get multiple goals behind.
Go for the Pocky. Strip the puck. Tennessee over the line for the Blackjacks. The spin. Arcus was there. Now numbers perhaps for Tohtorit if they move quickly enough. Down corner. Back. Another 1T deflected. Still forcing a save out of Kosti.
Blackjacks pressing a bit. They just had a triple commit on the forecheck, and that's what led to that chance coming out from Tohtorit. Really easy zone entry with a 3-on-2.
Kermit tried to bank it off the back of the netminder. Hit the netting. Hockey for Harlow. Go back. Sigasormi. Off. Villain. Point tried to go back to Villain. I mean, we just put him in a spot where he had no space. But what a pass there. Oyala breakaway. It's on the goal line and it's in. 2 chances, 2 goals. Tohtorit making the most of their opportunities. And it's 2-0.
Just some miscommunication high in the zone right there on the side of Blackjacks, forcing the turnover. Oyala getting that partial breakaway. Hard to call it a full one right there, but he makes no mistake. Getting on the forehand, just avoiding the poke checker. Maybe even got a piece of it. He got the shot away with that close quarters off of the glove onto the line, and then somehow knocked in. Tohtorit up 2-0 now.
See what the response is. We always talk about responses. What will it be from the Blackjacks? Still early stages of this game. Tohtorit have been able to find the back of the net, which they struggled to do. Again, you could say the Blackjacks very much struggled to do as well. Tohtorit find a third. Kicking the door wide open. It's a goal for Harlow, and it's 3-0.
They're making the Blackjacks pay for the over-aggression on the forecheck. That's yet another 3-on-2 that develops. Kosti simply does not read that play well. He's thinking maybe the one-timer's come in, but Harlow just takes it, waits just a little bit, pulls that shot off, and Kosti's nowhere to be found. 3-0 now for Tohtorit. All of those goals coming off of the counterattack. See what the Blackjacks want to do here as they enter the zone.
3 goals on 4 shots, and it just has me stunned and at a loss for words. Major pointing out in the chat, more goals, or as many goals now. Actually, more goals, yeah, in this period alone. And all by one team than we had in the entirety of the last game. No, it was 2-1. It was 2-1. Anyway, case in point. Broken brain at this point after that triple overtime. Certainly wasn't expecting this outpouring of offense. Arc is for Oyala. Cycle skills there to take it away. 2.5 to go in the period. And now it's the Blackjacks having trouble. I mean, getting established in the O-zone at times. No registered shots on net. Filipaki over. Cycle skills there to take it away. A spin pass. Tennessee for Kermit. She's in. Shot gets through. Good stop by Stammer. And timer, and that one just wide. What a hit there. Kermit knocks it loose. Steps in. Glove save. But some last-minute offense here.
Yeah,
they needed it.
Oh, they absolutely did. They were really being suffocated. And down by 3 in the first period, dude. They need to score and score quickly because we know how good Tohtorit is on the defensive end. We saw it all last game, and Blackjacks already kind of in desperation mode.
Face off one for Harlow, nearly an own goal from Carcass. But Tohtorit will survive the scare, and it is a 3-0 lead at the end of the first period.
It's wild how quickly these things got out of hand here for the Blackjacks. It, started off kind of pretty normal. They were giving up some more, zone entries than they were in that last game, especially early on, and Tohtorit taking full advantage of, obviously, that first goal off of the one-timer. Thing of beauty, and then here it is, a 3-on-2. We saw a few of those. This one is one of the ones that led to the goal. The other goal, of course, coming off of that partial breakaway. And it was just a couple of miscommunications on the side of the Blackjacks. They committed 3 guys, deeper into the zone than I think they needed to. And, that just continued to feed Tohtorit. They had such a hard time in the last game gaining the zone with possession. They had to go with those dump and chases. Then eventually that was even snuffed out. But in this one, it's been easy for them because so many times they've been attacking with numbers advantage. And that was something that they weren't able to do in the last one. And now we're seeing the strength of their rush play in this one. 3 goals off of 4 shots, even time on attack. Face-off battle being won by Harlow, but the scoreboard is what matters the most. And how the last game goes, it's Blackjacks are going to be extraordinarily hard-pressed to find their way back into this one. I do like, we did see Cycle Skills pulling the trigger on one of those D-to-D one-timers. That was something that was completely missing from the last one. Only Tony was pulling the trigger on those. So those are some of the different looks that they've been needing to see, but it's still the middle of the ice is hard for them to gain, and with the way their guys are built, that's kind of where they need to go to score. Tohtorit understands that, and that's what they're continuing to shut down.
Second period underway. As always, the action brought to you by our friends at Kovalan Lakritsi. Again, it was a 2-1 victory for Tohtorit in triple overtime in game number 1. Now up 3-0 here in this one. Again, this is our final broadcast for the action this week. Oyala on the breakaway. Big save with the glove by Kosti, as it could have gotten into a much worse situation for the Blackjacks.
Yeah, that's a situation where Cycle Skills has either got to pull the trigger or hold and wait and go the other way. Look to the right boards to make the pass. He tried to force something, led to the breakaway. Quick chance and a rebound opportunity for Oyala. But Kosti right there once again.
As we will see a pause here, hopefully for timeout purposes and stamina, as opposed to a restart.
Yeah,
but
I definitely think Blackjacks feeling the heat. No, I just think Blackjacks are feeling the heat, and they're just trying to figure things out right now because, my goodness, that could have easily been 4-0.
Of course, I was mentioning the broadcast schedule. We are here every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday Elite Division coverage with Pro Division getting the spotlight on Tuesday. And start time is 19:45 CET, 1:45 p.m. Eastern for our North American viewers. We are wrapping up our coverage of Week 2 action here. And again, as always, right here on not only this channel, but on the YouTube side of things, the wraparound, covering everything going on throughout ECL, not just within those top 2 tiers. And, well, Sin, a tremendous opportunity here for the Blackjacks. A power play coming up, Profilipaki to the box.
Yeah, must-score situation. Kind of an interesting one right there. I guess the man who's getting the pass didn't get a touch on it or anything. Looked like a pretty good defensive play at first glance, but obviously official thought different, and this is, again, must score. If you're the Blackjacks here, this is where you got to start. You did have a power play tally in the last one. Got to do it again here.
Main win for Villain. What will the look be? They're trying to set up. Timothy can't get the shot off. Oyala was there to poke it away. Still has the puck and clears it out with authority.
I don't know. In my opinion, there's just got to be a shot right there. Psycho Skills had a chance to rip it. He doesn't. Tony maybe, but especially Timothy right there. I know he doesn't have the 1T trait. Wraparound. Oh, my goodness. Out of nowhere. Kermit, he gets one back.
They needed that, to say the least. Was that a fake forehand?
I think so.
The backhand wrap? I couldn't tell if it was poked or if that was... I mean, I wouldn't put it past him for that to be intentional. Let's get another look at this here. He's been looking for the wraparound all night. Oh, yeah, that was intentional.
That was beautiful.
Fakes the short side on the forehand. One more look. Oh, yeah. And hits the... Fantastic. Fantastic move from Kermit to get the Blackjacks on the board.
Yeah, no, absolutely filthy. Exactly what you need your top players to do in this situation. Step up, take matters into their own hands. They needed to capitalize on the man advantage. They did so. That was beautiful right there after, the first half of that power play just was really lacking any teeth. No one felt like they wanted to shoot.
Mention the wraparound. I think you'll be seeing that clip submitted to be spotlighted on the show. A tremendous goal from Kermit. And that gets the Blackjacks some momentum that they desperately needed. That shot blocked, but a good look. Filipaki. Harlow had nowhere to go on that follow-up. Missy will send it back down. No chase here from Tohtorit. I mean, see if their game plan is to just try to hold strong. But we still have a half a game to play. Filipaki to Oyala, nowhere to go. Timothy taken down by Carcass. They go right back to the power play.
Another huge opportunity here. I mean, that was he's in good position to poke, but you saw a few times he kind of hit it about 2 times before he takes that one. So yeah, it's just maybe over poking getting punished right there. We get a nice shot of the bench. We'll see. Can Blackjacks double up on the man advantage?
Another power play opportunity. They'll take another moment of magic. Kermit tried the short side, blocked by Segasormi. Gets out of trouble and clears it out. Well done.
Yeah, would have liked to see maybe one more forward down low for the Blackjacks right there, trying to pressure with the man advantage.
Goes to Tony, tried to go across. Good read by Harlow, trying to break through here with speed. Holds up, it's taken down. So numbers now for the Blackjacks if they can work quickly. Harlow gets back. One timer blocked down. Filipaki for Oyala, he clears, and that will pretty much do it for the man advantage. Missed opportunity for the Blackjacks. Timer, good stop there by Stammer. Penalty called. Timothy's going to go for the slash as he tried to keep the play alive.
Yeah, not a bad idea right there. In pretty good position. Although, no, yeah, the opposite stick. He did get in front with the body position, so I do kind of like what he did there. It just Maybe a bit unfortunate with the animation. Nonetheless, he had the body position. Maybe didn't need to stick lift. He'll be sitting for 2 nonetheless, and this is, again, must-kill situation. Now, if you're the Blackjacks, we know they like to counterattack. They do have some pretty full stamina of ours. Let's see what they want to do.
Face off. Tohtorit in control, trying to reestablish that 3-goal lead. Line. And contesting. Has it here off the interception. Likes to play it smart. Clears it out. Five seconds left on the man advantage. Versus. Now back to the point. Arcus back to forehand. Shot. Flex up and out of play.
I'm curious if that's going to be off the defender or, yeah, it looks like it was. I did see the deflection animation in front, but will indeed stay in the offensive zone. Not too much time left on the man advantage, but enough to set up and get one shot.
Shot scores! The blast from the points. Tohtorit strike again, and indeed are back up by 3 with the Sega Stormy blast. That's that blast processing right there.
Absolutely. I mean, that's just beautiful. You know, the kind of the D-to-D pass, the give and go, if you will, on the point. I'm not too sure if the man was getting out of the box or if that will count as a power play goal. Nonetheless, came off of the power play. They needed that face-off win. They needed to get set up to get that one good look. Turned out it was Sega Stormy blasting it from the point. 4-1 for Tohtorit. Right back to square one where they started with that 3-goal advantage, and all that work from the Blackjacks now almost feels gone to waste.
4-1 lead, less than 5 minutes to go here in the period. Goal from Sega Stormy, 3rd of the season, I believe, unless there was a goal off broadcast from their first series tonight. Let's see for Psycho Skills. Good movement here for the Blackjacks. Tennessee, I mean, gets the shot off. I mean, not the highest of quality they could have gotten there.
Yeah, they seem to be still kind of just trying to get the puck towards the middle of the ice. I think there's about 2 of their guys just sitting in the slot, and obviously they're going to be covered, and we know Tohtorit is going to look to collapse anyway.
As penalty called here. The Blackjacks on their last power play couldn't get the extra goal. Tohtorit get a power play of their own and strike, and really for the Blackjacks, number 1, an undeniable penalty. Like, that doesn't even play. But I mean, this feels like the game right here. I mean, if you want to get this goal, build that momentum, only be down by 2 heading into the 3rd period, it just feels like that much more likely of a comeback.
Yeah, absolutely.
There we go. Big face-off for Dylan on the tie-up. Kermit has it. Let's see, good movement. Tony steps into the trap set by Oyala, but recovers. Kermit shot on, save, nearly full pressure. Oak loose, kept in. Only to Kermit, forces across, and it goes in. On the pass, may have deflected off a defender. But the lucky bounce was there this time for Kermit, and the Blackjacks are indeed back to within 2.
Yep, that's exactly what they needed there. Obviously, Kermit rocking the lefty on the left wing side was not the one-time option. He just kind of has to settle it. Skates in towards the middle, hoping to kind of catch Villain as he gets around that defender. Ends up going off of the skate and into the back of the net. So yeah, once again, only down by 2. But man, if they're somehow able to get 1 more before this period ends, it'll be very, very interesting in the 3rd.
Here we go. We continue on. Looks like a bit of a new game. Blackjacks hopes. Once again up a little bit. Get another late goal here. Big hit by Oyala. Stop it. He creates the chance for himself. What a save by Costi. Momentum shift denied. Keeps the differential to 2 goals, and remember that save. if the Blackjacks are able to come back.
Absolutely. He's had to make 2 of those now off the breakaway, and that's not too bad for a goaltender to have stopped 2 out of 3. I mean, yeah, that's exactly kind of what you want to do as a goaltender right there, but you also, as a team, want to try to avoid those chances. Way too many of those given up in this game for the Blackjacks. Just miscommunications in the neutral zone. A puck loose, kind of multiple guys go for it. Tony got the pickup, runs into Kermit. The puck gets knocked loose as Psycho Stills is still trying to get up from getting decked earlier. That's a situation where I can't tell if Kermit was also going for the puck or if he was going to step back to cover Tony because he was in the best position to get that puck. Either way, the result is the same. They collide, creates another turnover, and Psycho Skills still being down. Just so much space for Oyala.
Again, third period. A 2-goal differential now. The opportunity is there. Blackjacks to salvage something. Again, 2 points for the Tohtorit overtime win. 1 win for the Blackjacks.
Going to be a really good day if Tohtorit are able to hold on and get this win in regulation. Blackjacks need to do everything they can to at least tie this game, because walking away with 1 out of 6 points out of today is really going to be deemed a failure.
And they score! Well, that certainly helps the chances. 55 seconds in, Profilipaki finds the back of the nets. And again, the lead is back to 3. As he puts that, looks like just under the glove of Costi.
Yeah, kind of again, right off the rush. They force the intercept. They have numbers working back. It was a bobbled puck initially, but Profilipaki just makes the right call. Just kind of shovels it on net regardless. Right in tight right there, and Costi unable to make the save. And you don't want to say that's going to do it, but it's been an uphill battle already for the Blackjacks, and they just cannot seem to hold on to any momentum that they gained.
Is what, the third time that they've been able to reduce that lead and just not been able to find that extra goal to bring it to a 1-goal deficit. As the shot there goes in, the hat trick for Profilipaki off the deflection, and Tohtorit 2 goals in 2 minutes 45 seconds into the period. It is 6-2.
Now they're just kind of running away with it. That's such a good play there on the point by Karkas. Just kind of, he goes in and then stops, peels back. That opens up the shooting lane. Profilipaki in great position, gets the deflection. Costi trying to make himself as big as possible. It does not matter. It still finds its way to the back of the net. 6-2 now for Tohtorit. And they are running away with this here in the third.
Finding success yet again. Getting shots on goal. We always talked about it. It doesn't have to be the strategy for the whole game. It can open up opportunities later on. Here's Oyala, burst of speed down the middle, and he took away his own goal and then scores from below the goal line. 7-2.
Unbelievable there from Oyala. I can't believe.
He puck pickuped his way out of a goal and then still scored.
I've never seen that before. The fact that he still scored as well is phenomenal. Oh, off the post and in. Wow, what a burst of offense here from Tohtorit.
I mean, Oyala has continued to threaten throughout this game with the speed. It's just something they weren't really able to generate in that first game. Well, from a 2-1 triple overtime final score to now 7-2. I mean, I don't think anybody could have predicted this drastic of a score shift.
No, absolutely not. And that's also 7 goals on 12 shots. That is kind of ridiculous as well in the grand scheme of things. There's just opportunism. And Blackjacks just continuing to fumble with it, too. They've really struggled in the zone entries there. Timothy nearly had Stammer beat with that move behind the net.
The way Psycho Skill is able to recover at this point. Again, factor in playing for some goal differential at this stage. A little bit of momentum moving on as that shot is stopped by Stammer. See what happens on this face-off. Again in control, just rampaging their way through the defense yet again. Costi able to make the save this time.
Yeah, again, such a smart play by Harlow. He knows he's on the backhand. He just puts the shot away anyway. And, you know, it's exactly what you kind of have to do at times. Yeah, sometimes that extra pass will work, but if it goes awry, all of a sudden the opponent's coming back the other way with speed.
Other glove save by Costi, and I feel like that, you know, playing the puck out there says it all. Let's get this game over with. Good pick off there by Villain. Squeeze.
That's just a kind of a microcosm of how this two-game series has gone for the Blackjacks. It's a 2-on-1. They don't get a shot.
Kermit. Back, the feed in front doesn't go. Back in control. Pick off there by Psycho Skills. Up to Tennessee. Inside, outside. In stride, gets wiped out on the hip check. Over doesn't go, and at this point, that clock can't tick down fast enough. For the Blackjacks here, going to be just 1 point.
Yeah,
through these two games.
Stammer also just went to the edge of the crease and wiped out Villain as he was making his skate in. I'm not too sure if you caught that, but yeah, he kind of went to the edge of his crease, created contact with Villain, who got knocked onto his back. So just a bit of insult to injury right there if you're the Blackjacks.
Admittedly, Liverpool scored right as that happened, so I did miss it. I'll be honest. I'll fess up. There we go. 5:25 left in this contest. A really solid night of results then for Tohtorit. 5 of 6 possible points. And after struggling to find their way through offensively, again, just an explosion of offense here in the third period. The Psycho Skills can't tuck that one home. And it's surprising, too, I mean, because this Blackjacks team, they've been able to find ways to score. Again, you know, I talked about it. 3 members of this team in the top 5 in scoring after week 1. Just not their night here. Over the line. And not much happening. So we approach the final minutes. Blackjacks looking to get some sort of momentum as Kermit stopped in the backhand. One timer from Tony is blocked. One timer again. Good look for Kermit, but another save by Stammer.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious if we're going to see any kind of adjustments from the Blackjacks, really with how they are utilizing their builds here. You have both the centerman and Timothy on the right wing side, both using a playmaker with a gold puck on a string, and then you have a dangler who's also, you know, going to be bringing a lot of the kind of, you know, puck skills to the table here. There's no one-time option. You cannot have a one-time option on the left wing side because obviously Kermit is using that left-handed build. So I'm kind of wondering if they are at least going to have Timothy start utilizing that gold 1-2 just to kind of create some other threats, because it seems like Tohtorit understood, like, okay, they got to get to the middle of the ice, and they just close that out. Or if you know, they're going to have to counterattack, so we'll make sure we have enough guys back. And as you're seeing, they just really honed in on how the Blackjacks are going to generate the offense here, and they got a tight defensive win in that first game in overtime, and in this one, they just blew it wide open.
Final few moments again. 5 of 6 points. Points secured for Tohtorit in this one. believe the Blackjacks looking for some answers. What will be viewed as a disappointing night for them. 7-2. Your final score. Impressive performance there for Tohtorit.
Yeah, and on top of it all, 5 out of a possible 6 points on their side. I mean, that's just perfect day for them. You know, they're going to get some separation between them and the Blackjacks in the standings. Kind of exactly what they needed to keep their season kind of going on the positive stretch. You know, this is a team that you're going to be competing with, maybe even in the playoffs. And this is kind of like a message sent in this one of like, we can beat you 2 different ways. We can have a defensive game. We can, you know, edge you out at the end of all things, or we can blow the top off and win 7-2. And the Blackjacks really didn't have an answer when it came to the tight defensive play of Tohtorit, only getting 3 goals over the course of these 2 games, whereas Tohtorit, they get 9. I mean, sure, 7 of them coming from 1 game, but that's not, you know, not too bad of a 2-game average if you're Tohtorit. We get a look at that Bash Brothers play, 1 hip check, 1 body check, and, well, Timothy went flying.
Another bit of contact there. I mean, again, it was just a good night for Tohtorit, all things considered. Again, the third period, they took over. And, man, these highlights are just pretty one-sided. But then again, so was the scoreline.
Yeah.
Again, there you see 7-2. The final score in this one. Unfortunately, with a glitch there, we can't really see the stats. I think we can spare the Blackjacks, at least on broadcast. I don't think we have to go through all of the goals here. Although, again, this was the one that started it off, Sin. It was that high slot 1T.
Yeah, and just beautiful right into the top shelf. And they got another one right after that. And then they got another one, and it was just... It would just continued to go downhill from then, or from there, I should say. Yeah, that was that one that was the kind of the partial breakaway, and I mean, there's a defenseman stuck in the net. The puck was kind of sitting on the line. I guess we're gonna get a really good look at it right here. And I can't quite tell if that was a forward who ended up sweeping a stick and knocking that in, or the pad of Kosti. I'm sure Kosti will say it was his pad, and he's had some rough times with the goalie animations in this game so far, but that play right there off the rust was just a thing of beauty. Baiting out the one-timer and then, you know, whipping out the patience to just hold that, pull it to the forehand, and just have a half of a net to shoot at. You're not going to miss from there.
So with that, everybody, that brings our broadcast to a close for this evening. Again, we will be back on Monday with more Elite Division action, matchups yet to be confirmed. Keep an eye out, though, on the social media side of things. And again, sportsgamer.gg. All the information that you need moving forward. Sin, it's a fun day. It was a long day. It was a fun day. And of course, hopefully we'll have you back here next Wednesday as well for more Elite Division action. But for now, everybody, we thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.